What is up, everybody? Okay, we'll smack Barbatos in the face a few times, and we'll do the other missions and stuff. I don't want to just sit here doing the raid all stream. That's boring, but we'll do it a few times for funsies. Yeah, easy on the violence. We don't need to ban half the stream now. So I'm surprised Barbatos isn't dying that quickly. So people got some time. Let's see. Anybody got a QP boost on waiver? That would be ideal, because I need QP. I can do a setup that works with Merlin, but it's 2 turns instead of 1 turns. I want to change something, though. I'm gonna try Martha. That way, because if I get Buster down as is, it kind of messes things up a bit. I think Martha will be fine. Music a little loud there. Feeling decent today, though, so hopefully we can do a bonus stream. I want to play some Genshin. There's all that new event stuff going on. Why am I removing quick down? I feel like that's not necessary. Let's see if this one-shots. It should. But if I have to use Merlin, then use Stun and use Hans as 3rd skill, and then you can NP next turn, because you got Shakespeare's battery. So it's nice that it can work with Merlin, but it takes 2 turns. You know, for funsies, let's see how this does. You might need it anyway. Yeah, I remember on JP, this did not take very long. I barely got to do it off memory. But the JP player base is much bigger, so. Oh, we did need the crit. Huh, it's a lot less damage than I was thinking. What can I do to fix that? I mean, there's always Merlin, but then you have to do it on turn 2. Did they give him more lives on NA? I don't even know. Merlin would be the way to go if I had my own 50% battery unit, but I don't. Has anyone else noticed that, we'll use Merlin in a minute just to show it off. But does anyone else feel like the reason every single free-to-play budget battery is 20% is so two budget units can't equal 50, right? Because, like, for example, let's say Martha was MASH. You know, or Asclepius, you know, any of the 20% budget people. And then you use Switch Mystic code Shakespeare, another 20%, that's 40%. And then if you summoned Waver, or Scatty, or Caster Artoria, that's 50, now you're at 90, right? There's like no budget way to do 50, unless you use, you know, CEs with higher starting NP. But like, there's no like super budget way to go about it. One of these days, they're going to give us a 30 or 40% or something. But you don't. So that's not backseating. That guy was just saying what he was using. That's fine. We gotta refine this here. Like I was just saying what he was doing, right? That's fine. You know, backseating is like, why aren't you using X, Y, and Z? Hey, look, we actually need the debuff clear there. So yeah, if we went with Merlin, we'd be at 90%, and that's why we would need Hans. Then you gotta wait the turn. Why aren't you using Tiamat? Because they don't want us to have nice things. Maybe someday. Y'all think Tiamat would be Buster, Quick, or Art? I think as an enemy, she's Art. Why aren't you using Sir K? Same answer, but that one hurts more. Dude, add Sir K. I will yeah, we're not gonna, we gotta crit with that too. It's a little awkward either way. If I had my own 50% charge, I would do Black Grail. Yeah, Plot Monk is amazing for this because you can use Black Grail or anything like that super easy. And you can summon almost anything and be fine. Alright, let's try Merlin just to show it. I feel like Merlin though is going to be way worse if I do get Buster down. Although I guess you just rely on the crits at that point. So you do Hans. You could do Mash too, but you do Hans because you don't want to have to rely on getting like an art card or a quick card on Beowulf on turn 1. Yeah, Jerker is probably what most people are using because she has a battery. Hell, really, I should probably be using Jerker, honestly, because she has a battery, because then I could use Merlin. I'll try that in a second, although I'm liking getting Beowulf on, so... So if you wanted to, you could have Hans in P right now, and you could potentially get the attack up, but that just takes too long. I should have done the crit up last turn. Doesn't really matter now. The damage difference here, though, is probably going to be pretty real. Like I said, though, we're not going to do the raid all stream. We're just going to do it several times, just kind of mess around. And then we'll move on to the other boss fights and stuff. I'll do this. Alright, let's see what the damage is this time. Wait, I think I forgot to cast the Mysticote attack up or something. I only saw one attack up. No, there's two. They're free, whatever. I guess I got it. He's still alive. Yikes. Eee. I swear though, I had to have forgotten something. Beowulf really needed that buff, huh? A little bit. I mean, he's good, but he's no Herc. Rex being judgmental. Okay, let's give Jerker a shot. I don't think I'd use her in the long run, but let's just see how she does. We'll do both Merlin and Waver. Let me think. So you would not need Hans under any circumstance. You could do Penth, but I guess in case you get Buster down, you do Martha. Kind of funny that we're using Martha, but it's kind of handy. Let's see, so her battery's what, 20%? So if I was using Waver, I could use Black Grail, I think, right? Because 50, 67 to 80, 90, wait, no, I couldn't. Feels bad. So I think I can use Merlin, I think that's the thing. I don't know why I cast that. I could change Shakespeare to Matahari. She gives more damage up, but it takes longer. Alright, let's see how she does in comparison. Not really any better. Actually kind of worse because Beowulf guarantees that he'll crit there. But she would be better if you use Merlin, I think, because you can do that without having to wait a turn. And if you have Merlin's buffs, I'm assuming we'll do enough damage. We'll try that for just to test it out. This was so much easier for me on JP, but that's because on JP I have a lot more units leveled. Still not too bad though. If I wanted to go ham on this, I definitely could. I mean, I can still kill him pretty quickly. Hey, Fury. I guess we could do Herc as a DPS, but I don't think there's any reason to do that, unfortunately. And I don't think I have a single caster that I could use here, other than Medea. Do we do a Medea setup just to see what we can do? Like we Black Grail, we Mozart, all that nonsense? I kind of want to do that. Just see what happens, see what the best we can pull off. But we'll need to summon like Tam, otherwise we're fucked. It's pretty much Tam or bust there, I think. Look at this nerd with his crit buff and we just remove it. Anybody in chat got Tam? I think we did, Fury. You can do exclamation point dragon, and you can see who's on there. I don't think we did him on JP though, so we haven't actually used Maximum Aussie, but he still won, so... We do need to add more stuff to that though. Yeah, sure, Fury, go for it. Either give her the give her the Bond CE or give her a QP up CE, whichever one. We might want the Bond one though, just because I think Medea is gonna have a tough time. Actually, I still like Beowulf better here, just because he gets the guaranteed crit. To be fair though, Beowulf is level 90 and she's level 80, but still. The thing is, a lot of people are gonna have Jerker and they might not have Beowulf, so. I wonder how, if you literally have none, you have no 4 or 5 star berserkers that are like good for this, and no 4 or 5 star casters that are good for this. I guess you go with either Lu Bu, or you go with Medea. I think maybe Babbage. But if you truly have like nothing rare, I guess Mechaliz is technically somewhat rare though, because you might have started playing after. I think you're more likely to have Jerker. So if you don't have Jerker, you definitely don't have Mechaliz. I don't think there's any world where you're lacking Jerker and you have Mechaliz. Yeah, I think Lu Bu would be the way. I might try that in a second and see if you're in like that absolute worst case scenario. See what we do. How bad of a case scenario do we want it to be though? Like, do we have K-Scope or like do we just have nothing, like just nothing rare? Okay, let's see if we can find Tam here. We need Fury. Oh, there we go. Right at the top. Oh, Medea. The only good thing about Medea here is it's so easy to use Black Grail. This account does not have a limit broken Black Grail though. So, 20% out the window. Can I use Billy? Because I swear Billy would probably be better than a buffer, but that's kind of cheating. Alright, we're gonna want Mozart. Please tell me I have Mozart's Bond CE on this account. I have it on so many accounts. Yes! Oh, feels good. I wasn't wasting my time on NA. That's a big help. That's a big help right there. Use Dragon's Meridian. Oh my god. That's gonna be so bad. Like, it's gonna be so fucking bad. We'll see. We'll look at our CEs and find what we think is the most... Like, what rep's having, like, the worst fucking luck in an account, like, ever. Well, okay, we don't need any battery, so this is all about damage. I guess Matahari, if she's got her skills up. problem is I can't have her NP. There's no way, because I have no battery. Let me think. I mean, that's okay, I guess. You just switch her out. Is that... Oh god, is this gonna be the team? Please tell me there's something better than this. I think the better than this is literally bringing like Shiki or Billy or something like that and having them NP along with Medea, but... Yeah, I mean, this too, especially if it was JP. But I guess be Matahari. I can't think of anything better than Matahari. There's really no CE I can give her that's going to help. I guess we just make stars, because what else are we going to do? We could give her a K-scope and then, you know, stun and wait a turn, but we'll try to do our best on turn 1 and just see what the result is. You know, just in case something goes really wrong, I'm gonna bring some backup units, just in case this goes to absolute shit. Because I think there's a slight chance of that happening. I don't have the greatest amount of confidence in Medea here. Okay, if we get art down, Medea can remove it. Dude, this is gonna suck. Can I have a level 100 Medea with 2k foe? Even then, I think it'd be a little sad, but... Okay. Good opening hand. Alright, Star Bomb is pointless because we have Mozart. Does Tam have her first skill buff? Where she gets the NP up? I guess I'll just click it and find out. She does, very nice. Well, that's something in our favor at least. Quick, guess the damage, chat. Just type it. What's the damage? What do you think we're gonna get? I'm gonna say 250, and that's generous. Oh, I'm so good! 248, boys. Chat was, they were decently close too. Someone, that was some generous guesses with 300k there. 150, that's mean. 70k. There's a lot of 300ks actually. Hey, look, we looped though. How is she almost dead? Well, we still have Mozart's Bond CE at least. He crit twice? What a dick. Why didn't he attack Tam? Tam had Morph. I mean, if you had to use that setup, it's not that bad. Like, it's not great. Like, it's so inferior, but... Oh, CE drop. Rewarded, Medea deserves, but, yeah, you can make it work. Because, again, that's just level 70, so... This is why you level your backbone units like Mozart and Matahari and all that, though. Now do it without Black Grail, nah, that's just mean. You got a Heaven's Feel, I guess. That would have worked with Heaven's Feel, too. Okay, now we're in Cursed Timeline. Now we're that player that just has nothing rare. Nothing. We've missed all welfares. We started playing like 2 months ago, and we just rushed through the story so we could do the event. We leveled up our fundamental units because we may be unlucky and new, but we're not stupid, right? So we'll go with that. But we have nothing rare. We've just miraculously pulled nothing good from the Gasha. We just, you know, FP summoned for days. We never got a K-scope. We had no welfares, but I'm allowed to summon whatever I want. That's the key thing. I'm allowed to summon, because anybody can add friends, right? So, Merlin is nice in that you get big damage, but it's bad in that you're going to take a very long time to NP. Waver, you could at least NP right away. Let me think. Well, I'll summon Waver, but I might go back and change this. Let me... So this is like max curse timeline. Do we use Ryoto Temple then? Because that's pretty shit. I say if you'd use Ryoto Temple if you did Waver. There's no world where you go for a turn 1 NP. You just don't. There's no way you go for a turn 1 NP. It is so not worth it. So if you do Merlin, you do Ley Line. If you do Waver, I think you do Ryoto Temple. Let's try Waver and Ryoto Temple. Let's see what happens. We might do it both ways. Okay, so nothing rare. No welfares. No welfares. No 4 and 5 stars. Has to be an FP summon. Okay, so easy on that one. We should use Merlin. I'm almost positive. Yeah, we're gonna switch to Merlin. Now, when I'm sitting, the only time you'd use Waver is if you could use Waver's NP. Okay. We might not use the Switch Mystic code because we might not have another buffer that adds enough to be worth it. We got Matahari though, that's 40. Maybe like that. Okay, no rare CEs. If things, I guess Medea, if things went bad here. Okay. Okay, nothing rare. Did I not? What is wrong with me? I haven't limit broken the caster damage one. I guess I haven't been managing NA very well. What a fucking dumb move on my part. That's such a good budget CE, honestly. Especially for Medea. Big dumb. It really doesn't matter what I give them. Okay. Probably go on turn 2. This is like the worst account on the planet, but because this person is basically so unlucky that they know they have to level all the FP stuff because they're just never going to get anything rare. That's basically what this timeline would be. And we... oh my god. Oh my god. Game, fuck you. There's no... this theoretical player would just... Because if I can't use Martha, right, or anything like that, there's no way a player in this situation could actually deal with that, other than bringing Atlas, right? It's so bad! I guess you don't stun, you invulnerability. And then you stun. Oh my god, this is such a bad timeline. Why did it have to do that? Yeah, the thing is, you can't. There's no world where you can put Medea on the front line, though. That would just never happen. Oh, this is so not ideal. Maybe I should give Matahari starting in P. Well, let's see what our damage is with the Buster Down. How big of a Buster Down is it? I think it's 50. It is 50? Yeah, I kind of figured. That's such a yikes. See, if we could use Martha, that'd be a big help. But that is a rare unit, so we don't get to do that. I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think this is gonna work. That's true. If there are a decent number of supports that can solo this pretty easily. If your account was this bad, you might want to do that. It depends. I think this would be fine though if we didn't get the Buster down. You just have to be. Honestly, we'll do a few runs with this just to see. But like when you don't get the Buster down, I think you're fine. And when you do get the Buster down, you can probably clean up with Medea and that kind of stuff. It's just basically anytime you get the Buster down, you're gonna be here longer, right? You're like, oh shit, or it's gonna take a second now. Where if you don't get the Buster down, which normally you won't, it'll be decently quick. Like honestly, this is probably better than soloing. An account in this bad of shape, this is better than I thought. Honestly, like that's not that bad. Because every time, because you're only gonna get the Buster down like 1 in 5 runs or something. So yeah, when it happens, you're gonna say, well, you gotta click a lot of buttons now. But if your account was this weak, kind of just accept that, I think. We'll do it a few more times though to see what it's like when we don't get the Buster down. Come on, Merlin, there you go. Alright, fundamental units doing work here. Let's do that again. I'm actually a little bit impressed. Like, that's not bad. Watch it give us the Buster down again. You use max leveled servants, that's pay to win. I mean, no, that's only if they're 10-10-10. Clearly. Alright. Why did I do that? I should have waited. Why did I do that? I was autopiloting. Fuck. That might be a problem. We need to get our art card next turn. Damn you, autopilot! And we got our art card. Okay, that's good. Is that enough though? Let's find out. Let's see, we get 40. That's not enough. Unless I'm forgetting something, that's not enough. Hit him again. Yeah! Barbatos with the save. Okay, yeah, don't play this way. Don't do as I do there. Barbatos is a bro, man. If you had Qin Gong, you could taunt your unit, and so that would always happen. Like, seriously, if Qin Gong was out, you could have Merlin do the invulnerability, Qin Gong taunt them, and you'll get NP gain that way if you needed it. Did I forget something? I don't think so. Alright, let's see what he gets. Honestly, if your account was this bad and like you had some kind of like curse upon you where you just could not get welfare and you could not get 4 and 5 stars, you would grail Lubu. Not just for this event, I just mean in general. You would probably grail Lubu. You'd just be in so much trouble in so many circumstances otherwise. Alright, so, you know, it works. The LOL, I have absolutely nothing rare in my account set up right there. Alright, what else, chat? Who else do we want to give a go? I guess we could do Mecha Liz, although I don't think I've really leveled her on this account. I'm just trying to think what else is like a staple or applicable. I'd like to summon these Shakespeares, but look at that 9. Get a lore, Red. The thing is, an account could be that bad though, because the guarantee summon might have a 4-star, but it might be Liz. Right? Like, how's that gonna help? Robin's not even counterclassing. I don't think that's a great idea. We could do it, but fuck it, why not? Where's Fury? There's a lot of 4-stars you could get that just would not be useful, especially in this circumstance specifically. They might be useful in some other circumstance, but not in this one. Did I not get the poison command code on this account? I feel like I did. Let me check, because if I didn't, I'm gonna be a little sad. At least you can get it with rare prisms eventually. Or mana prisms. It was in the maze event? I didn't get that. There's no way I don't even regret that. Because I know there's other ones later. I will just get one of those. Because there's like 4 poison command codes now. I'm pretty sure there's another one Fury before the rerun. Like there's a different one to give out. I remember one of them is really easy to get, and whichever one that is, I'll just nab that one. Because, you know, actually playing NA, who does that? Oh, White Day gives one? Yeah, that's crazy easy. I'll get that one then. Okay, no more mimicking the scufftest scuff that ever scuffed. That's enough of that. Oh god, if I'm summoning Tam though, I actually feel like you want to summon Waver almost, just because how the hell am I getting my NP now? Because this account doesn't have Waver or anything with a lot of batteries, so that's definitely the biggest problem on this account. Hans would be kind of good here. If we were counterclassing, I would just K-scope, right? But we're not counterclassing, so I don't think we're living in that world. I can make this work, hold on. We'll use Tam. I wish I could use Black Grail, because that would help offset the not counterclassing thing. How close is he? Ooh, really close. Not that his Bond CE actually matters, though. It's kind of fun, but it's not really good. Do we bring Martha in case we get art down? Losing Hans sucks. But man, if you get art down... That's one shitty timeline. Good music, man. Very old song right here, though. Song's probably older than some of the people in my chat. Oh yeah, attributes a thing. He's probably star, but I don't know. When you're buff stacking, though, you can definitely notice that kind of thing. Let me think. This lasts 3 turns, so I think I can cast it now. Get rid of that crit buff. Wow. Okay, I should actually change the team in case that happens. Because that's actually good for me if I set the team up for it. You're not going to reliably have that happen, but I might as well set it up in case it does happen. I could get another buffer in, right? So weirdly enough, that's a good thing if that happens. Not good that the deck shuffled like that. I tell you, man, sometimes you just can't get a break. There's no world though I would use Robin unless I was counterclassing, because unless I had my own waiver. If I had my own waiver, it'd be fine. But because I don't have my own battery unit, I could really only use Robin if I summoned waiver, and that's just not enough damage if you're at neutral. Why didn't I cast this earlier? It'll probably end maybe really late tomorrow or really early the day after, I would think. People might slow down though because they might run out of gas. Oh my god. He's... What? Really? See, this is why you can't use Robin, because you need Waver, otherwise you're just taking way too long. We might actually lose. Like, that's super bad. Because I didn't bring backup units in case this went south. I gotta say though, Barbatos was kind of 5-hitting. He did literally everything right, pretty much. Wow, I will say, that would have been really impressive damage if we had Tam's buffs. I kind of want to try Robin again just because, but yeah, you gotta use Waver. It's just way too slow otherwise. You either use Waver or K-Scope. Oh. It's all up to Beowulf now. I think I gave him K-Scope or something. The music knows. Wow, now I still don't have any way to get my MP though. I should have brought like Shakespeare in the back with Hans and stuff. I will say, this is infuriating. Not only did Barbatos do a lot of really shitty stuff, but the deck has always shuffled in ways to go at this like slowest speed possible. And like I could have NP'd there if he had attacked Beowulf. And Beowulf's art card is in the... No, it's in the second hand, so at least there's that. I think we just killed the crit. Alright, let's try that one more time. So Tam did nothing here. Like, she did all kinds of nothing. Okay. And she's dead. Feels bad. Yeah, we'll try Tam again. I just want to see the damage. But yeah, if you were using Robin, it's gotta be Waver. What I might do is just K-Scope. We'll lose damage because of that, but it's better than having that much RNG. Really though, it shouldn't be that RNG. That really was just such a bad timeline. And I should have used Golden Rule, and I should have set it up in case Martha died and that kind of thing. And it'd be a lot easier if I could put Hans in the front, and the only reason I'm not is in case he does art down. Yes, yeah. That's only, you can only do that 3 times though, and then you're done farming. Why is there a data update? Why do these always take so long? Not true, you get another one the day after. Oh man, farm it like 5 times. I think it's 5 million QP, you know? We should do Waver though, just to show how much fucking easier it is to get your MP in that scenario. Where'd Tam go? By the way, you never want to do a Tam setup on a raid unless you have Tam, or you have a friend. You can be like, yo, slot Tam, jackass, because you're never gonna. If you make a team that's reliant on summoning a Tam, you're never gonna get to use the team because you're never gonna find a Tam to summon. Nobody slots Tam. It's literally Fury and Rex, and that's it. If you're not friends with Fury or Rex, you can't ever use a Tam setup. Might be a little bit of hyperbole in there. It's a shame. Tam is the funnest. This is coming from somebody that doesn't really like Tam's character, right? But Tam, I think, is easily the funnest, like, Big Four support. She is so much more fun than the other ones. So it's not even close. Yeah, let's Medea in case of emergency. Okay, this team is it's not gonna really operate any differently if things go well, but if things go badly, this is better. More, oh shit proof. I still don't think it's enough damage, but, not getting to use Tam really sucked. I actually hope I get spooked by Tam at some point, though I'm not looking forward to spending 120 million QP and all that stuff. But gameplay-wise, she is fun, and when we do buff stacking, I always wish I had my own Tam. If I got her, I'd put her in the back row and get her Bond 10 eventually. Yeah, I know, her mats are not ideal, unfortunately. You could put the art up on Robin in the last 3 turns. Let's do it. Let's see if it helps. I probably should have stunned, although I guess I can do that next turn. But stunning's good because then you can't skill steal anybody. Not enough. Very close though. I can clear debuffs, but I don't need to clear that because I don't have a skill to cast. I think that's our NP. Boy, am I glad. Don't kill Martha. Oh my god, I can't skill. Woo! What a son of a bitch right there. Yep, need waiver. So much better. That could have been so bad. Probably should have just done the chain. Wow. Pretty good for being at neutral. And see, that means, that's what I'm talking about. If we were counterclassing, you could afford to summon Waver instead of Tam, and your damage would drop, but you wouldn't need it, because if we were counterclassing, we would kill him anyway. So then it'd be fine. Like, if it's a Saber raid or a Berserker raid, Robin is fine. Like, no big deal. We didn't loop. I was trying to loop there. It's like Robin's good or something. Well, like almost viable at neutral, and it actually is viable if you have your own Waver or Tam, like for sure. Because if you have your own Waver, you summon another Waver, you double Waver, you Black Grail or something, and you know, there you go. And if you've got your own Tam, you summon a friend's Waver, and then you got so much damage that you can use just a 50% starting NP. So it honestly is possible to one-turn this on a decent account with Robin, right? If you just happen to have one of the big supports. Now, if you have one of the big supports, you probably have something better than Robin to use, but you might not. Maybe you just don't have any good Berserkers or, you know, Alter Ego or whatever. And so I'm sure somebody's probably doing it out there with Robin. I don't think that many, but... Tam was actually the DPS here. So I want to point out, the Medea setup was actually pretty practical, and like some people are in that boat, and the Lubu setup was kind of practical. None of these other setups have been even remotely practical though. Like, nobody's doing this. Yeah, we would have looped if Barbatos wasn't an assassin. Imagine how many times that sound file for his death animation is played. Alright, we'll probably kill him a few more times, maybe do a few actual setups. You know what I wish I could do? I wish people could virtually like send me like my account would like morph into their account temporarily, and I have their servants and their skill ranks, and I just go through accounts, and like I don't see their presets, so I don't know what team they're using, but I just suddenly, you know, my account is just mimicking their account, and I like, okay, how can I do Barbatos with this account? That'd be fun to just go through account after account and try to make the best setup you can. And you know, some accounts are gonna be like freebies, like, oh, they got waiver easy mode, right? Or they got scatty easy mode. If you have scatty, this is so easy. Like, Jesus. I'll do what I actually do here for a few runs, I think. Look at all these scatties now all of a sudden. Where'd all the QP people go? I liked all the QP boosts. I guess I could make a scatty setup, I didn't even think about that. Well, bond it is. Alright, I was messing around with that. Do I need to change something? I feel like I need to change something. This doesn't look like... I mean, no, this will work, though. Who needs Bond on this account? I guess Hans. I've been trying to get Bond 10 Hans on more accounts. That's CE, though. I could probably make a coup setup work just because he's, you know, level 100, 2k foe in P5, and then you summon Scatty. I could probably let's do that real quick, and we could get Scath too. Is he divine? If he's divine, then Scath unironically is like really good for this. I know he's a demon god, but I feel like they're not gonna make him divine. Every time he doesn't bust her down, I feel like bringing Martha is a waste, but you know. The off chance. Yeah, I'm sure Scath is just fine for this. Maybe we try her, because Ku doesn't have his attack up buff right now anyway. Wait, what am I doing? I'm not paying attention. Like, I don't need to cast that. Get that Stargin up buff. Honestly, if Shakespeare's at rank 10 and you have a decent hit count in P, it actually does make quite a bit of stars. Darius, if he hits 3 targets, makes over 50 stars. Like, that's something. It's really hard to use someone else's DPS. That's almost impossible. At least for this account. If I was on my main account, I could summon anything and make it work. But this account has no good support. None. It only has the budget one. So there's no... Summoning someone else's DPS is like suicide, this kind of thing. Unless they're just like really self-reliant. Man, that still is not as great as I would like. You'd have to stun there if you didn't get a Buster card. Alright, let's see what we can do with like Scath and Ku and whatnot, just for funsies. Oh yeah, I grailed Scath on this account just for shits and giggles. I should grail Cleopatra. On my ult accounts, when I get some random 5-star, I like grailing them. It's kind of fun to do. That's why I'm gonna grail Lantoria most likely on the newbie account. You get to see a servant at their best when you normally wouldn't even have them, right? So it's kind of cool. It keeps me from just grailing the same units over and over again. And if we really wanted to go ham, we'd want to go with her Bond CE, but you're never going to find someone with that. That one's got the QP, but he doesn't got the second skill, so Bond it is. Alright, let's do Scath, see what we get out of this. Hell, if we do Ku, we probably use Scath anyway, just have her give Ku the 50% quick up. Alright, what do we have for quick? we got that. That's a big help. I don't have her bond CE on this account. That's what I should be working towards in my back row. Fuck, I haven't been doing that at all. Damn it. I really like having accounts that got either her or her alter self at bond 10. It's really nice. Like, it's a really good stand-in buffer. It's 65% quick up for the whole team. Like, hell yeah. Fuck, why was I not working on that, man? Alright, so basically my most damagey people is what I should do. So probably Matahari. Shame I can't use Waver, because then I could get Matahari or Asterios' NP. And that's a big damage boost right there. Yeah, it's 65, because she gives 50 to the whole team, and then her bond CE is 15, so it's 65. A lot of people don't realize like how good she is like that. It's kind of wild. I guess this is the team? Yeah, I guess this is the team. I can't think of anything else. Hey, this account doesn't have a lot of options, so it's pretty straightforward what I go with. He doesn't have magic resist. If he did, I would give her the Shinji CE. That helps. That's a big thing, because most enemies only have 20% debuff resist tops, so if you give him the Shinji CE, her defense downs cannot be blocked. And if you're doing something repetitive like this, that's really useful. Don't really think there's anything I can give her, though, that's all that helpful. In case of emergency. What damage are we going to see here? Yeah, I'm sure Ku can one-shot this with double scatty. On my main account, before Ku got his attack up buff, I could get 2 million damage out of him pretty easy. When counterclassing, and that's a million when not counterclassing, and then with maybe a little less buffs, you're 500k, that's nothing. I can get Ku to do 500k, like, no problem. Now on this account, it's a problem just because this account doesn't have good supports, but if you've got good stuff, it's no problem at all. And it just gets easier when Ku gets his other buff. So it's a shame we don't have Atalante's bond CE, because with all these buffs, that really could be the difference. We'll see though. The 4th year anniversary is like in 4 months, 3 months, something like that. I don't know. It's a few months, somewhere in there. Oh shit! Well, guess we don't need that bond CE. We also didn't need to cast all those crit buffs. Okay, that's kind of good, by the way. Indeed. See how Ku does. I don't think he'll do quite as well, because he doesn't have his attack up buff, and her buff is 50%, and he doesn't even have the 20%, so... He is a higher NP rank, but I don't think that'll be quite enough. He might still kill it, though. Oh, that one's rank 8. Scuffed scatties everywhere. Let's see, I guess you could put in Scath instead of Atalante, but there's really no reason to. They're both 50%. I guess she could do more normal card damage if you needed it. But yeah, there's no difference, it's the same thing. Oh wait, no, you do, excuse me, you do this. Yeah, that's what you do, that's 10% better. In before, this does better than my Beowulf setup. I mean, honestly, the Scath one did. That's ridiculous. I bet you this is going to do better, actually, too. Like, Scath, you know, very clear that it was better, but this probably would do better, too. Why did I cast that? Why did I cast that? I wasn't paying attention, I was just clicking buttons. Did I forget anything? I don't think so. Huh, why is that so much less? Is he divine? If he's divine, that's why that was so much less. I'm surprised that we're that behind there. Oh, he's undead. That's why. Okay. I was about to say, that don't make no sense. Because yeah, she's got like slightly higher stats, but they're both upgraded in Ps, and he's in P5 or she's in P3. So yeah, he's undead. Okay. So Scatty Scath is super good because of a niche here, but she'd still be good even without the niche, but she would not be one-shotting then. I kind of forgot that she had the undead thing. Yeah, she's undead and divinity. And then Martha, ruler, for some reason, is undead, divinity, and demon. Okay, so Ku not quite there. Ku would work if you could double Scatty. But yeah, if you don't have double Scatty, I don't think he would be worth it. But honestly, Scath is pretty much better here than Beowulf. That's messed up. I'd like to actually try that though, if she didn't have her niche, because it's kind of interesting, because right now Ku doesn't have his attack buff, but he's a higher NP rank. But then Scath's got a higher attack stat, but then Ku's also getting 10% more buffs because of the way the buffers changed. So it'd be kind of interesting to see where they land on damage. Well, that's death. Can we kill it here? I don't think so. With like no buffs. Oh right, just don't use Scath's third skill. Good point. Never mind, we killed there. Did we crit with everything? I don't even. And here we can save Scum. We'll do it without the third skill, then we use the third skill. Yeah, because I really do want to see what where the damage lands. It's not fun. All this void dust. I don't even need the void dust though. I mean, I do, but like what I really need on this account is a QP. Yeah, we must have triple crit there. Do you think they're ever gonna add a servant that's gonna allow units like Ku to activate their like best like skill, like the health down thing? Now someone's gonna say Chin Gong, but that doesn't count because you know, Chin Gong's Buster. So because you're using a Buster support, you know, what you're gaining, you're losing, if that makes any sense. So, and there's the Chin Gong. But like, so yeah, if they have like a general use support that lowers someone's health or kills them or whatever, because Ku doesn't mind if he's killed because he has guts, so he can get to low health that way. But I wonder if they'll ever add someone that just drops your health to 1 and you don't need guts. It just drops your health to 1. That'd be interesting. Alright, back to Scath here. Can we get Alexander Dumas as a 3-star, please? I'd settle for 2-star as well. There's a lot of servants that could benefit from that. Thankfully, most servants, though, that do that kind of thing are Buster. So Chin Gong works. But like Ku obviously doesn't because he's quick. And I'm assuming there's a few other ones. Okay, no third skill. I think she'll be ahead just because she is grailed and everything, so I'm thinking she'll be ahead. Once Ku gets his buff, though, I don't think so. It'll be really close at that point. But it depends on your buffers, though. Like, it depends on the account, right? Because our Ku setup is able to have 10% more. That's the thing. Alright, am I doing this right? Nope, I gotta do this. Okay, now I'm doing it right. I think she's gonna at least get like 310. Would be my guess. This is a great turn though. Got such a good hand. That's like perfect. And we can benefit from Scatty's quick crit up. There's always a low high roll though, so. Wow! That's a bit more than I was thinking. I was thinking I said 310, 366. That ain't bad. I don't need a save scum. Very good. Remember when people said she needed a buff, by the way? Remember that? And I was always telling them, not really? It's like, yeah, she might not be quite as good as Enkidu, but, who gives a shit? And then they did buff her though. So now she's got a battery skill. So she must be, God, they haven't done a raid event since buffing her, but she's gonna be so good in raid events then. If they're a lancer, or no, if they're an archer or a berserker, she's gonna make it easy. If they're undead or divine, she's gonna make it easy. And then she has her own battery skill, you know, huge damage. Scatty's pretty common, although a lot of people have Scatty, they don't slot her anymore. It's true, I honestly didn't mind her buff, I kind of agree. Because it basically didn't affect her peak performance at all. Like, her peak performance basically stayed exactly the same. You just don't have to roll the dice as much. And I actually really appreciate buffs like that. I hate when you know somebody can do something, but you have to keep redoing it until you get lucky. I hate that. And when they cut down on that, generally makes me happy. So this is wild. Scath, the Scath setup is better than my Beowulf setup. Quick, man. Also being grailed level 100 and all that, but still, that's something. Yeah, this is unironically a better setup. Might be a few more clicks, but it's not that bad. Ham Lancer. Oh, please. That's a unit that could use a buff. I mean, she's not terrible, she really isn't, but definitely outclassed by just about everything. So I probably don't need to click as many buttons that I'm clicking. I wonder if I could just cut Matahari and like not even do the switch mystic code. I feel like I can do that. Let me try next time. Because we're definitely got some excess damage. Although, if I have wiggle room, I should bring Martha in case you get the quick down. Martha's also good, by the way. Yeah, we have a lot of wiggle room right there. We could easily change the team a bit. So I guess you could use Scath for every single demon pillar then, couldn't you? Because aren't they all undead? Or wait, I think Barbatos is only undead in this event because it's like he died back in Solomon event and he's back because of this. So I don't think he was undead back then. So let me see if he was divine. Because he is a demon god, but I have a feeling they didn't make them divine. Let's see. Yep, he's only large. They don't have an no, he's Sky. His attribute is Sky. So he's Sky, large, and then here he's undead, but normally he's not. So Scatty would not work for Solomon. However, Scatty you could still do well against, because we saw her without her third skill, she still did just fine. And then obviously there's the Berserker pillar and the Archer pillar and all that, so. If I had Arthur on this account, I would do it. You could make it happen, especially on like someone that's got really upgraded Arthur, right? You could make it work. I just hope the upgrade Arthur's NP someday. That's gonna be so satisfying. Look, Martha with Martha's CE. Feels good. Oh, I could cut these CEs though. They take time to cast the animation, and we don't need them. Now, if we didn't have our third skill, like, then we would want them, because those crits made a huge difference on that time we didn't use the third skill. I don't even care what I give them, it doesn't matter. This should be completely consistent right here. Lancer Scatty. Green Man, is there any gimmick to the JP challenge quest? Yes, there's like a billion of them. There's literally more gimmicks in that challenge quest than you could really name. Like, literally, there's what, 6 enemies? It's either 5 or 6 enemies. And they all have an inherent gimmick, and they all have a gimmick when you break their health bar, and they all have a gimmick when they die. And then Arthur has extra gimmicks. There's so many gimmicks in that fight. That was a very, very, very gimmicky fight. There's almost no challenge quests these days that don't have a crap load of gimmicks on JP. It's just not really a thing. I like the JP challenge quest though. It's very fun. I've done it. I've done that challenge quest a lot off stream. I was just enjoying messing around with it. Like, there's a lot of challenge quests that I like, and I'll you know, maybe I'll do them 2 or 3 times successfully, right? Maybe even 4 or 5 if I'm like wanting to test something, if I think it's like applicable. But that's about it, right? And if there's not an applicable challenge quest for testing, I may only do it like 2 or 3 times, and that's it. But when I really like them, I end up doing them a fuckload, so. How's the CQ in case files? It's fine. It's not as good as the JP one, but it's totally fine. It's a little straightforward, I guess, but it's got some nasty stuff going on. I like that one too. I would say, feel free to disagree, chat, but I feel like, at least as of the current state of FGO, right, like on JP, and even roughly where NA is and on, I would say most challenge quests are good. It's a rarity that they're bad. And they are bad occasionally, like, let's be real, from time to time they have a stinker. But I would say, generally speaking, their challenge quests are good. Like, that's the one area of the game I am not disappointed in. It's just that we can't replay them, and it's only like once a month, and sometimes it's only once every 2 months and crap like that, right? So that sucks. So, yeah, it's a bit of an issue. I don't even mind the Shadow Knights, honestly, because I never got to get a real crack at them when I first did them, because you can't repeat them. So I beat them once, and I kind of cheesed it, and then I could never play them again. And then I watched everyone else do them, and I did see that, you know, people had to definitely go above the normal stat line you would, or RNG, that would be like reasonable for free to play. But when I actually got to do it again, you know, here's the thing, it's obnoxious because there's a degree of RNG in it that just doesn't need to be there. You know, it just doesn't need to be there, and that RNG is what the requirement is to break their shield, right? And then, like, if you miss it one time, you're fucked, right? Okay, let me explain this. So that fight, the Shadow Knights Without a Table fight, you know, you have a bunch of bosses. They don't have too much health, but they have break bars, and they have very nasty gimmicks, and they can kill you decently quickly. So you need to kill them pretty quick. And you basically can't hurt them unless you take their shields down. They have like a gimmick where you just can't do damage to them until you do a certain thing, and then next turn they'll be vulnerable, but they're only vulnerable for 1 turn, and then you'd have to wait for them to put their gimmick up again. The thing is, whatever you need to do to take their shields down is random. It's either use an Art Buster or Quick Card, or crit them, or use an NP. And sometimes you'll get one and it's just the wrong thing at the wrong time and then you miss it and now you're fucked. Because if you're a budgety team and you're not super powerful, you can't afford having to wait around another 2 or 3 turns to line it up again. There's no way. There's just no way you're gonna be able to do that. Now, if you're like omega strong and you have super crazy beefy supports, you can afford a turn to go wrong and to go around the wheel, right? But that's just not really fair. And if they cut that aspect of the fight, it would be so much better. Now, by all means, have the shield gimmick, but it should be reliable how you get rid of the shield. It shouldn't be so like random like it is. If you could always reliably get rid of the shield and then DPS next turn, it's reasonable for budget players to have to get prepared, get their NP in time, take the shield down, blow up next turn, have just enough survivability to not die before that, and all that kind of stuff. And then have a cleanup unit maybe for Gwen or whatever at the end. That's fine. That's reasonable. The only reason it's not reasonable is because the shield break thing is so fucking random, and that's kind of dumb. And like some of the really annoying gimmicks that they can do, you can get rid of by killing them very quickly, but that's harder to do the more budget you are, right? And when I mean budget, I just don't mean like being free to play for the sake of it. I just mean people that, you know, I don't have waiver, I don't have this thing, I don't, you know, so it's applicable. It's not as bad as I thought it was though, because again, I only had done it once from way back in the day, because it's not a repeatable challenge quest. You beat it once and it's gone forever. But yeah, when I took more time with it when it came back, and I just, you know, I'd reset the app and that kind of thing. And I didn't mind it too much. You know, it's kind of dumb. I do not think it's their best challenge quest by any means. I think that RNG that I just described is dumb, and it does hurt it. But it was still decent. It was more doable in a more budgety environment than I was thinking. It's not like the most budget-friendly fight ever by any means, of course not. But it was alright, and I enjoyed it. But it's like, it's not as bad as like Gramps was, right? Neurofest Gramps for his time. You know, if he ever returned, I don't think he'd be that bad anymore because all the new units. But in his time, Gramps was probably worse. And another one I haven't really gotten to do, but Gilfest Achilles, I think, was worse. I don't have a lot of personal experience with that one, but just from seeing other people do it and what it looks like, I feel like that one's probably worse. That one's probably one of their worst tuned fights for like a more free-to-play kind of thing. It's definitely up there anyway. I don't like summoning the Scatty because of the rank 8 skill, but more QP. That's kind of why I'm doing this. Normally when they fuck up with an unnecessary amount of RNG within like the boss gimmicks, and I will say that can infuriate me sometimes. Sometimes they do things like that and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like, why though? And then sometimes they overtune things. And the reason some things get overtuned is because they're trying to make sure it's challenging for people that are like, oh yeah, I got double Castoria, Waver, Nero Bride, every DPS for any niche I could possibly come up. You know, they're just so loaded, and so they try to make it hard for people like that. That's a real problem in FGO. It really is. It's like, hey look, we got quick down, so Martha's getting big value now. Kairos is scuffed like that too, with the defense down not being maxed. Why did I just cast that? That was unnecessary. I figure though we can kill this even if we don't cast the defense down. Let's test that theory. Let's just not even cast it and see what happens. Sweet release. Yep, don't need it. Even if that was a high roll, I think we'd be safe. A little close. If that was like the highest high roll that could ever high rolled, we might actually fail if we got the lowest low roll, but I don't think so. I think we'd be alright. It'd be close. But odds are that was a mid roll, so. Oh god, I only have 77 Void Dust. I thought I had more than that. Maybe I do need to be farming this a bit harder than I was thinking. I'll do it a few more times, but then we'll go fight some other bosses. Changing the team setup, though, was actually pretty fun there. That was enjoyable. Let's see if she works with Waver. I think that's pushing it. I think that's really pushing it now. If I was doing this, like, if I didn't have friends with Scatty and I had to use waiver, I would put those Star Bomb CEs back on the team. That way, if your NP's not quite enough, you at least got some big crits. So this is kind of fitting music for a Demon Pillar, I feel. Dude, this song is like incredible. Fucking Sonic 3 music, man. Oh yeah, you get the crit up too from waiver, so yeah, you'd want those Star Bombs back. They don't even add that much time. I'll be impressed if she can kill here, because this would free you up to summon all kinds of support. Oh, using Summer Martha? Oh, because they're undead. Yeah, that's pretty good. And she has a battery, so... how much damage did she do? I wasn't paying attention. I see we killed it, but I don't know if we relied on the normal cards there or not. A lot? 577? Wow, that's cutting it close, but that works. That's really good, so she works with waiver or Scatty. That's excellent. Makes it easier to summon like a CE that you want. Why don't we have something cool like this on JP right now? I could use QP on JP. Dude, fuck the JP event. Like, the challenge quest is awesome and everything, but, you know, whoever designs the challenge quest, I'm pretty sure is independent from, you know, all the other stuff. I mean, that event sucks! It's so boring! Hey guys, you wanna just do a ladder? Just do the same free quest like 90 times? Maybe 95 times? Are you having fun yet? Like, such a bad event. And it had... Okay, I'm actually been impressed with the side bosses in this event. Off memory, I thought they were kind of lame, but they're not bad. The side bosses in this were better than I thought. I did one off stream where you fight like the million HP ghosts and stuff. That's not bad. I don't know, I just remembered them being a lot like more of a waste of time than this, but they're actually fine. I think I remembered the Gwaine one, which the Gwaine one is like disappointing and lame and really easy for like no reason. I like how even in the story they reference that, oh yeah, that was way easier than when we were in Camelot. It's kind of lame. Some of the story segments where you go back and fight a boss from the past, you put like effort into, and there's like some characterization and stuff for the characters, and you kind of really, you know, explore the thing. They don't with Gwaine at all. It's so brief, it's so short, you're there and you're gone. And they don't explain anything, no one says a damn thing. It's just like, hey, it's nighttime for some reason. Yeah, I guess Gwaine's upset about that. Well, we're out of here. Man, that was harder last time. That's it. That's literally the story for the Camelot bit. It's like, really? Something people really forget with Gwaine is even at nighttime, he is crazy powerful. People just forget, and some of it is the creator's fault. It's kind of like Herc. Because they give Herc 12 lives, they feel really liberal in their ability to kill him off. It's like, oh yeah, just have this character kill him because he's got 12 lives. So he dies like a bitch all the time, which that's stupid because Hercules is still Hercules. He has crazy high stats, he's really skilled. He has battle continuation! It doesn't even make sense! Anyway, it's kind of the same thing for Gwaine, because his sun buff is just so powerful, that's what everyone thinks about. It's like, oh, he's so weak without it. He's not. Like, literally look up Gwaine's character material book. His stats are sky high, even when it's not without the daytime buff. And his NP does not get weaker at nighttime. His NP is as powerful as it always is anytime. He's still got really good skills. You know, he's still got magic resist. He's still, like, he's a crazy good, he's literally a top tier servant without the sun buff. And then you give him the sun buff, and now he's just bananas, right? But because of, you know, storytelling and plot armor and everything, they don't really have it work out that way. Now, what would be really cool is if you could use K-Scope and still have Scatty work with Merlin, but that's not a thing. That would probably work if you were like in P5, right, and that kind of thing. Because I'm not fully 2K FO'd either. If I was fully 2K FO'd in P5, then maybe. Man, I gotta say though, Martha, really useful. It's good too though if you have a setup that's so powerful that you don't need to switch, and then you can just use Atlas in case you get the debuff. And you could certainly do that with this setup if you had your own Scatty. If you were doing double Scatty, I'm pretty sure you'd be totally safe to do that. Oh yeah, because you could even use Black Grail if you wanted to. That's probably what Aries doing, because I know Ari, you said you were using double Scatty Atalante Altar, so I'm assuming you've got Atlas on. Although, didn't you say it doesn't even matter? I think you said she could kill even if with the debuff. So you just don't give a fuck. You probably just level a Mysticode or whatever. Why am I doing the Buster card? That's not necessary. Unless I like skipped a buff. I did skip a buff. I didn't use her third skill. Wow, you're leveling the Lost Alt Mysticode. Crap. Really messed up there not using my third skill. Uh-oh. Can we kill now, though? No Buster card for anybody. Just crit forehead. If that quick crits, I think we might have it. Damn it. Because, yeah, the quick gets the extra crit up. Eight, 6, 9. Alright, we'll do it one more time, and then we'll go fight some other bosses. That's enough Barbatos hell. Let's see what I'm at. I bet you I'm at like 32 or something. I didn't really do it that much last night. Time got away from me. Now I'm at 41, okay. So we did that a few more times than I was thinking. Alright, last one for now. I'll do it more off stream a bit though, because I do want that QP. Chat, I really hope Hans does get a 5-star. I hope that's not just a meme. I really think that would be awesome. He really deserves it. Getting adult Hans, that would just be incredible. Don't do anything weird. Don't do adult space Hans. None of that. Just give us regular adult Hans. Like, let's fucking go. Dude, Cairo would use them all of the time. I mean, just all of the time. Like, it doesn't even matter what his toolkit is. He would use them so much. Can you imagine if a 5-star version of Hans made it into like the big, like one of the best supports in the game? Like, he's so weird. I wouldn't mind it, but I kind of would want him to be good, but not OP. That's generally where I'm happy with units. Going to do the defense down, but not do the attack up from the Mystic Code, because I don't think we need it. Close, we got it. Probably could have gotten away without the defense up as well. I wonder what the record is on NA right now. Who's got the most kills? I'm sure it's like some whale that's just like playing non-stop. Just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, I would think. I'm sure someone will get to the thousands. There can't be a point though to doing it that much, because if you go into thousands, you're going to like hit QP cap, and you're gonna like that is just like, why would you need that much of the mats, right? I don't know. You do need an insane amount of void dust in this game. All right, I'm gonna be right back to get water, and then we'll go start fighting some of the side bosses. Then spin the QP. Yeah, you can do that to some extent, but only so much. Because if you were getting XP card drops, you could be like leveling stuff and then switching back and forth. Or if you were getting all skill gems, same deal. But you're only getting assassin skill gems. I wonder if anybody's gotten an insta-death proc. Probably, unless he's immune to insta-death, which I doubt he is. I remember there was a raid boss I was farming with Shiki, and I was doing it over and over and over again, and I eventually got an insta-death proc. And I remember that event, the Ibaraki one, the Ibaraki raid. I don't know if they changed it in the rerun, but in the original, if you insta-death the boss, you did not get points. Because the ladder point was based on your damage dealt, and insta-death didn't count as damage. So you got super scuffed if you procced insta-death there. You know, it was very rare, so it wouldn't happen often, but if it did happen, it was a giant fuck you. You just wasted your AP. Oh, that didn't take AP, it took BP, like that other system. They need a system like that in the game all the time, where you have an alternate resource, like how the BP worked, for like a challenge tower or something. You know, they really need that. A lot of games have it, and it's kind of cool, but sadly, no. How many skill gems do we have? 88. What assassins would I need to level on this account? I guess Cleopatra, and that's about it, really. So probably alright on that. Oh, he drops bones and void dust. No wonder people go so ham on this. Just imagine if instead of gears, he dropped hero proofs. Okay, I can see why people farm the hell out of this. That's good. You know, QP, bones, void dust. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. That's pretty handy. All right, what do we got here? Boss-wise, we have plenty. Oh god, we have so many. Okay, that's probably Semiramis. Let's try a solo real quick. We'll mix these up. Like, we'll do solos, we'll do team stuff, we'll do disgusting stuff, we'll do budget stuff. We'll just go with whatever. Let's see if Scath works though. We were just using her, so let's use her in a more serious context here. Wait, the music's looping. Like, for sure. I know we heard this a second ago. That is chocolate. That is not Semiramis, although she might be at the end. We'll see. That's not good, though. Scath has a hard time with a lot of trash mobs like this. Like single tough enemy, not a bunch of different stuff. Mini medium things is kind of... Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm just gonna reset. This is so stupid. That's why we made it an emote. Like, what are the odds of that, right? That's like getting heads 5 times in a row, essentially. This is basically the same hand as last time. What? What? Just what? Like what game? Like what do you want here? That means the final hand is, you know, 3 Scath cards, which we're obviously never going to get to. Oh my god, dude. If they just killed George, the deck would have shuffled. If they don't kill George, it's like, oh well, hey, I could like get a free hit in, but no, I didn't get any cards. So that all that turn did was let them get a free tick of their MP, which is bad because as you can see, they're about to get their MPs. Bunch of bullshit, man. What if I use my 3rd skill here? I could NP and kill the 23k one. I might be able to kill it anyway. Really risky if I don't, though. I have Golden Sumo on. I'm gonna cast it. Not a long cooldown. Imagine using your NP on a chocolate dragon tooth warrior with 25k health. Why am I not getting my bonus damage? Explain. What do you mean it's not undead? It's a skeleton. Sure, it's a skeleton made out of chocolate, but still. That's so stupid. I like how not only do we not get our bonus damage, but we failed to kill it by 93 health. I should have switched those cards around because the quick card gets a boost for being in 3rd place, where the Buster does not. At least it didn't hit too hard. Oh fuck, I need my NP. Why is he an assassin? Also, did we really need to miss our buff there? Thankfully it was the Star Absorb one, so it doesn't really matter. Choco Shiro. That's his name, is Choco's Shiro. I don't think we're gonna do 100k, which means I'm not gonna kill the 8k one. He might just do his extra attack. Oh, we did kill. Nice. He might just do his extra attack, but I don't want to test it to find out. Maximum NP gain right there. Come on, crits. Good. Good. There we go. Imagine if you could get that kind of NP gain every turn. Sadly, I didn't actually get my NP. Takes burn damage up? That's awfully specific. Oh. That's just flavor. Look at her name. Choco Ramus? Choco Ramus? What the fuck? How come the other ones didn't have this debuff? Okay, let's see. I don't think the skill would do anything. Not the crit spread I wanted to see, but if I can get damage, I'll take it. Just triple crit. No problem. Dude, I love the breath on that. It looks awesome. Very green. We have so much value though, because we could stun her. And then when her NP comes up after the stun, we could invulnerability. Wait, did they make the bird chocolate? I would imagine they didn't, but I didn't look. Because the dragon, or Tiamat's kid actually, they looked the same. That was pretty fun to do at neutral. That would have been too easy as counterclass. The difficulty on these is so random. Like there's no consistency to it, so it's hard to know if you need to take it seriously or not. Is this Summer 1? I think that's Summer 1 right there. Is this Setsubun? 90th floor. This must be Setsubun. I think this is like Raiko. I think she was floor 90. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, there's a command code. This is Summer 3, I guess? That's like the Summer 3 challenge quest background. I think the Raiko fight's actually like a pretty tough fight, if I remember correctly. Like a whole burn gimmick there. Let's try it. Let's go with Ku. Yeah, that's the no support. Yeah, that's Setsubun. I want to say when I did Setsubun originally, I think I soloed this floor with Caster Ku. Oh, that might have been the shooting one. I don't remember what the hell I did for Raiko. It's been too long. I have Artoria on NA? What? I did not know this. I am jealous that on my NA account I can have double this craft essence without needing a support. It's quite nice. I cannot do that on JP. Level 100 Black Grail is a hell of a drug. Yep, I've got one of those. It's very nice. Yep, I like Case Files. I'm liking it more than I remembered. I didn't remember these side quests, like, they're being this plentiful. Like, I didn't remember that at all. Every time I thought of them, I always just remembered the Gwaine one, which is kind of lame. Trying to remember what those Ibarakis do. Something not good. Terrible opening hand. Huh. Well, it's a good thing Ku can remove debuffs. Oh my god. Game, why are you like this? Oh, that's not good. He had so many free actions there. Well, that was a lot of bad things happening at once. For once, Battle of Kimlan would have been better, because I think the bonus health would have meant he would not have died to the dot. Which would have been useful there, because all that nonsense wouldn't have happened. And yeah, this is Raelius versus Carl. I think I need to reset. A lot of things have gone wrong here. Which will probably evade now. Imagine if I had actually gotten cards. Well, she didn't evade. It's still really bad for us because we're like down a turn for no reason, but yeah, I'll play Genshin later. I feel pretty good today. I'll probably need to take a break at some point to deal with sinus issues. But yeah, we'll play some Genshin. I want to do the event updated, and I really like that event, so I'm looking forward to that. Oh, okay, she does buff removal at the end there. I did not remember that. That was very unlucky. So you need to have health at that point, so you need to use your survivability to not lose health. And then you basically need to be able to just blow her up, like, right away. You know, default might actually be better than... I could definitely see that being the way to go. Oh my god. Oh man, Setsubun was such a good time. Thankfully, the recent event, it turned it around. At the beginning it was so boring, but it turned it around. Those bonus floors were excellent. I'm hopeful that someday, I think it's gonna be a while, but I think someday Proto-Ku is gonna have his moment. I think it's gonna be whenever they decide to focus on Prototype and FGO. Maybe I cast that on turn 1, we'll see. Or maybe I don't cast it at all, it kinda depends. Okay. Way better than last time. I don't know, maybe you don't want... I'm not sure if I want to NP right now, because will she just buff remove? If she does, I should break this with normal cards, then attack up and kill her at the NP right away. I guess we'll see what happens. I don't remember this fight super well, so we gotta learn the old-fashioned way. I have a feeling, though, this is a mistake right here. Like, I think you might want to front-load all your survivability, make sure you have full health, and then just go boom boom. Also, if this works the way I think it does, I should not have cast Guts. I should have waited, because I'll need it for the dolls. Oh wow, that really favors us though, because the evade happens first. So, okay, you need to then basically kill her like right now. Man, I really messed up there though by casting the Guts. Yeah, I think we can do this. You just gotta play it in a pretty specific order. Might need to do full NP gain right there. So there's two things to do. I can do it the way I'm doing it right now, but then you don't cast Guts until like after you save it for Ibaraki, and so on and so forth. Or you break with normal cards so you have your NP right away. I'm not sure. That's a little tricky. I might have to try it both ways. Damn it, she attacks twice. Okay, that's beatable. I just gotta twink some stuff there. Also, stun's really strong here. If you stun her, she doesn't attack. Scat's probably better for this one then, because you could break and stun, and then you don't get attacked, you don't get your buffs removed. Oh, I know why this wasn't. I bet you in the Setsubun event, you have the Setsubun CE, and so you probably wouldn't even notice this, because then you have a free Guts that can't be removed. And you also do more damage. Because I would say I don't remember this being that hard in the actual event, and that's because I'm the Setsubun CE. I think it was a Gut CE, or was it? I'm gonna look. I can't quite remember. I may be conflating my events here. I know you had the Setsubun CE by now, but I'm not quite sure what it did. Maybe it's not a Guts one. I think you just had event bonus damage though, so it's still a lot easier because of that. Yep, you had event bonus damage. That's a pretty big deal. Or maybe she had more health, I don't know. Yeah, I remember this one being pretty forgettable in the actual event, but I suspect this version of it's actually harder, which is kind of cool. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to decide between... I'm thinking we need to break with normal cards and then have our NP and then do attack up and try to go boom boom. That's gonna be pretty difficult though without having the event CE, because our damage output's gonna be a little off. Yeah, I think well, the thing is it was called floor 50 even if it was 190. Or it'd be called floor 90 even if it was 190. That's just how the events are. Oh, we're definitely looping. Although this song is good. Okay, don't cast Guts. Kind of weird that it's random which one she kills. I wonder if that affects their turn order, or if it doesn't matter. Like which one of them gets the 2 actions. I'm assuming it doesn't matter. I think there was a fight though with Raiko, wasn't there? I think it was later. Like how we're just guarding everything. Doesn't really matter because we've got disengaged, but it's kind of weird. It's actually fine we didn't get our NP because we're not going to use it. I might still want Atlas though. If we lose all of PFA right now, it's kind of bad. I don't know, it might be better to NP here. I'm not sure. If I could break right there, that would be ideal, which is possible if you get lucky with the first 2 hands. But if you broke right there, you'd be in really good shape. So we need to crit next turn, I think. Does she have divinity? Because if she has divinity, this so favors Scath. Because you could stun her, and then she can't apply the buff removal. And then okay. Oh my god, if she's divine, Scath is gonna be so good here. So you stun when you break, so she doesn't get to attack you. But you don't use your third skill, because the NP will do enough damage without it. And then you do the third skill, right? And you melt her that way. So yeah, Scath's gonna be super good here. I think Atlas would have been better, maybe, because if I did, I could do the evade again. This is kind of bad. I need one turn, and I'm not sure I'm gonna get it. I don't think I'm gonna kill her here. Yeah, it's not enough. I'll kill her next turn, but fuck, I didn't crit at all either. So it is possible. So remember, this is definitely beatable with Coup, 'cause like I said, we could have broken that one turn sooner and everything. So we could have been a bit ahead. I think it definitely is possible, but you have to get lucky. You need to get like good cards on your taunt turns, or you need to crit right there and then kill her right there. We were really close though. If we didn't die there, we would have won, because then we could kill her right there that turn, and then we could have evaded and then guts, and I think we would have had enough to finish up there. All right, let's try Scath, because I think Scath is so good for this because of the boss being divine, and the stun just makes so much sense when the enemy has buff removal. Can we get away with default on Scath? Also, I just thought though, Coup would probably be better with Black Grail. Because you have all that build-up time. You could probably have won with that setup we just did if I'd done Black Grail. But it's nice when you can just use Sumo. Alright, let me think. Depends. If I need to... I guess she needs to break without her NP as well, and then third skill NP. But then we won't have her stunned. That won't matter though, because we have evade for one turn. I guess default. That's I don't know, something feels off here. Oh god, we won't be able to remove the dots. Well, our art card removes dot. Let's see what happens. We might need to change a few things, actually, just because of the... You don't have disengage. I remember I insta-killed Gilius when I first started playing FGO. And I had no idea insta-killing was so rare. I remember he's like, oh hey, that's cool. Why couldn't Coup get this hand? That's exactly what Coup needed for Coup to work, I think. That's good for her too, though. So maybe I do bring Atlas, though, because if I did Atlas, I would use her third skill right now. And then you'd get it back. Just guard, yeah. Hey, if you're Quetz, you can say that. That's a legitimate, massive, like, bonus to Quetz, by the way, is just how much, just default. Nothing can be done about it. There's nothing that can be done to her that changes her insane magic resist. It's not like a buff that gets removed or anything. It's just passives, man. Ugh. The demon hand. Do we NP or not? If I could have done really good damage there, I'd say we don't NP, but because we're not doing good damage there, I'm thinking we're gonna have to NP. That's really unfortunate. We'll have to try to use the stun turn to get our NP ASAP, and then we'll evade. I could art card to remove the dot and make more refund, but I think critting is better in the long run. It's Goddess Essence when you also have Magic Resist. If you've only got Goddess Essence, it's not that big of a deal. And if you only have Magic Resist, it's not that big of a deal. But when you have both, very powerful. I wonder if she'll still kill one of these side mobs here. Nope. It's actually unfortunate. We would have taken less damage if she did. Also, we're gonna have to kill that one ourselves later. We might actually lose because of that. I don't, because Ku is way better against the ads than Scath is. I think we might need Atlas. I can do so much damage with crits here, but I don't think I can do 400k, so... Please crit quick card. Or actually art one, really. Or all of them. That's good too. That's not enough. Damn it, 95%. That is so frustrating. So, if I had used my third skill last turn, I could have killed her this turn. Damn it. Feels bad, Rex. Yeah, I know, that'd be good. Yeah, we're dead here, I think. The only way we're not dead... Oh god, she gets all the actions here. She has to use a skill. Oh, she used the skill. Does she get 2 or 3 actions per turn? Only 2! We're not dead yet. These are the last 2 enemies. We're gonna die to the dot this turn unless we win. If we win, it'll take us to 1 health. 3 of a kind bonus versus Buster Buster when we've got the quick up. If we didn't have the quick up, it's easy the Buster Buster. We have to crit. There's no killing without the crit. I think we do a quick then a Buster. No, double Buster because it's got higher crit chance. Is Ibaraki divine? If Ibaraki is divine, we're fine here. But I'm not sure if she is. I don't think she is, but... We very much killed Raiko there. Crit! Yes! RNG! Watch all this damage that can't kill us. Yeah, fuck you, game. That was some RNG there. Yeah, Ku could do it, but he needed RNG. Scath could do it, and G needed RNG, but I think Scath needs less, maybe? I'm not sure. They're pretty... I don't know, it's probably about the same. Like, because Ku just needs the good cards at the start, really. But she needs... I don't know, and I have to use them both a bunch to find out. They're both kind of suspect there. I don't think she really does need less because of the stun, though, because her MP gain is so bad. So I'm not really sure. I think it's about the same, because honestly, I don't think Ku needs anything crazy to beat that. Like, after I figured that out, he just needs good luck at the start, so he's up a turn. That's like that's all he needed. That's it. Because he was only 1 turn off from killing her, that was it. And then he had loads of survivability left that could be used on Ibaraki's. So I think they both need a bit of RNG, for sure. It's hard to say, though. Because the RNG they need is different, it's kind of hard to say. I'd have to sit there and do it with them both a lot, and like mess around with Mystic Codes and stuff. Because I'm not even sure that was Scath's best Mystic Code. Atlas could have been better. And you use the Anti-Divine early, then use it again. That was a pretty neat stage, though. What is this one? That's probably Jolter, Lancelot, and then something. Because I remember the challenge quest had like Jolter in it or whatever. So that's probably why there's an Avenger there. If that's Summer 1, which I think it is. And what else do we got in here? This might be the old Halloween event? And this is definitely Summer 3. That must be Summer 3. Oh, and that's the old Da Vinci event. Let's do this one real quick. Because I think this one should be easier, because it's just level 80. So I don't think this one is anything noteworthy, so I'll just kind of get it out of the way. So, Aerie, you use skin 2, but then how come on this screen he's in stage 4, but then on this screen he's not? I'm confused. I guess there is a way where you can do that, though. I think there is a way you can pick it so it shows like that art there and then the different art. I don't remember how, though, but I think that is possible. Then Mori's not on JP yet. In A, excuse me, he's on JP. I don't mean like liking the art or whatnot. I can't remember how to like do that. Like I know, I think Calf did that too. What to try here? Get some Mordred action. Maybe default because they're berserkers. I wonder how they picked what stages to use for this. Like all these random flashbacks and stuff. I thought they might do the challenge quest, but apparently not. They even got the whole true fake thing going on. Yeah, I remember there was something like that, Fury, because I know Calf did that. I just couldn't remember what you had to change to what to get that result. Man, I wish we could have killed 2. And I could if we had a Leonidas card, maybe. I'd have to crit, though. That's not likely. We're gonna get smacked in the face, no matter what I do. I imagine the front one does more damage. He's lower level, but he's silver, so I'm expecting him to do more. Also, it feels so bad attacking these guys. I wish that guy was playable. I would grail. Is this just a free quest from that event? Be kind of sad if that's the case. They're very inconsistent with these bonus stages. Playable chickens win. Dude, if trash mobs were playable and they gave them slightly better toolkits so they were like usable units and stuff, I don't think they'd be super popular, but some people would certainly use them, and I think people would enjoy collecting them. But I'd be so interested in seeing what people do use them and which ones, because there's so many trash mobs, you know. It'd be really fascinating to see what people gravitate to. Kind of funny how that can work. You can be rolling, you just have terrible luck, and then do like 2 10 rolls in a row and just get like 2 super lucky rolls, and all of a sudden it's really good value. By the way, I played Epic 7 a little bit, and I did 2 10 rolls, and I got the new 5-star in Epic 7 back-to-back, once in each 10 roll. I was like, oh, okay, sure. I have so much SQ saved up in Epic 7, so I don't roll very often, but I do my logins in that game all the time. But I never need it. Like, that game has a safety net, right? So, like, having a lot saved up, like, oh, I can hit the safety net, but I never have to go to the safety net, because anytime I just, like, randomly roll in that game, I get lucky shit anyway. Like, okay. Yep, this was a free quest. I remember this. Yep, I remember it was Beowulf when it was true, and Fergus when it was fake. So I could do evade here, but I feel like we'll just try to show off our defense up because we can. Obviously much safer to do the evade, but I have faith that we'll be alright. Besides, if Fergus evades, it's good to have the extra turn. Because the Chimera doesn't have his buffs yet, and if he casts the buffs, he has less actions per turn. Man, even with our defense up, though, we took some damage there. I think we got Buster crit or something. I know Fergus did his Buster attack. I didn't pay attention to the crit or not, though. Alright, we're good. Easy. That was a lawful servant. That's good. Unregistered spirit origins. Alright, let's do this one. This one looks pretty nasty. And before it's Boudica. What's something interesting to use here? I'm going to regret this. I'm going to absolutely regret this. Maybe we give her like budget supports if she fails. Maybe they have divinity. Even if they do, probably going to regret this regardless. Not looking like the challenge quest though. Although, no, some of those like mini challenge quests were had this background too. It might be one of those. I don't think it's the Boudica one though. That had like the volcano background, I think. No! I was trying to target switch. I tried to hit the back button to target switch. And I didn't. I was trying to switch to the 23k one. Oh my god. I just messed that up. I was going to do the art chain on the 23k one, and we just did some bullshit nonsense combo instead. Oh my god, why? Damn it. Oh, Leonidas though. Crit, crit, crit! Fuck. Big crit there would have bailed us out from that mistake earlier. The only redeeming thing here is I get to get a lot of overkill in the 5k one. Yeah, I know when the challenge quest for this event had this background, but it didn't have trash mobs like this. Where the mini challenge quest did have trash mobs like this. Hey look, it was actually all meta. Because he didn't attack, although I get less overkill because the son of a bitch healed a bunch. But if they were like mimicking the challenge quest, they wouldn't have all these trash mobs in it. So they're either mimicking a free quest or they're mimicking one of the mini challenge quests, because those did have trash mobs. I'm just confused because there's an Avenger. Because I only remember there being an Avenger for Boudica, which had a different background, and the challenge quest, which didn't have trash mobs. I don't know what the hell's happening. Well, that definitely wasn't in Summer 1, but I think that's the point, because some of these are like corrupted. Do I NP here? We're counterclassing, so they're not a huge threat to us. Ninja robot. That means the final wave, though, is not going to be sabers. So I think I face tank these. Can I one-shot? Just crit forehead. If she crits, I think we're okay. If she doesn't, it's not going to happen. Because it'll take 4 turns. Oh god. Crit. Crit. God damn it. How did you not crit with any one of those cards? Ugh. Bullshit, man. Watch her crit now when she's 10, 30, 20. Nope. That means though between those 2 turns, none of that stuff crit. That's not a single one. That's crazy. Guess I'll kill the robot because he's got attack up. The face tanking sabers trash mobs ain't so bad. Okay, not bad. I want that Buster to crit because then we get overkill for the rest of the combo. This is the way the whole half health, concurrent health thing works. Get a few extra stars. Her star gen is not great, by the way. What? Was this a free quest? The Conan actually made. I kind of think this was a free quest. And there, I know Jolter was in the challenge quest, but I'm thinking that she was in a free quest too. The Conan definitely. I'm remembering this being some kind of thing. Well, this was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I don't understand Jolter's name. Jolter doesn't have writing, does she? Can't she like ride dragons or something? But I don't think she has writing. Let me look. She does not have writing. We're still totally fine though. I would have, if we had crit, we would have killed her because we had the crit up. Hell, we didn't even need the crit up. The crit alone would have done it. Well, that was super basic stage. I feel like we saw nothing impressive there. Mainly because we never crit. We have like really inconsistent start gen. What a gremlin. I think that's the final one we need for Gray. See, this is... Oh, it says Mechaliz versus Mechaliz. You fought her so many times, though I'm not really sure which one that would be. This is... That must be the Christmas event. The Ereshagal one, definitely. And then this is... I guess... Is this like the second Halloween event, maybe? It's certainly one of the Halloween events. I think it's the second one. That would be my guess. And then this must be Summer 3. Let's do this one. This one's kind of sounds interesting. Ruler. Was that like a? I kind of remember a fight like this. Let's go Luvia. Let's do Ruler versus Ruler action. Wow, Phantom's already got a really big Luvia. We got the event CE, which is not very useful, but it'll probably be fine. She was a ruler in like one of the fights, and it was, yeah, I remember this one. I very much remember this one. But you fought her several times, and she was not always a ruler. Oh yeah, that was definitely a gimmick here. Did I bring Atlas? I did. I probably just removed that defense down and just hope there's not some other super obnoxious debuff. I should have waited until the taunt terms were up, because like, if there was other debuffs, I would have seen them. Or maybe I would have seen them. I probably should have quick art there, because I just realized the event CE is trash, and it doesn't even give us starting NP, so... Hey look, there's other debuffs, so I should have waited. Good luck with the cards, though. Why couldn't we have these kind of hands before? Yep, if I had waited to debuff clear, I could remove 3 defense downs on the first turn we're gonna be attacked. Now I'm just sitting here with 2. It is weird that they didn't give Luvia the laugh. They might do it someday, though, in a costume or something. Good timing on the music. Already got Star Absorb, I see. This might be unnecessary, but I'm doing it. I'd remove 4 defense downs if I had saved it. I don't see them ever adding a second Luvia. That seems unlikely. Because if we die, we're dying because of too high normal card damage, and having all those defense downs is not good there. That's a threatening name. Please tell me she doesn't keep that Fearsome Vulnerability. Hey look, we're taking insane normal card damage. We got 1 turn. How fucking big is that defense down? Okay, we'll give her another try. And we'll be smarter with our debuff clear. She may not be able to beat that though because of the Fearsome Vulnerability. I just so wish we could not have this CE. It's so useless. And there's so many CEs that would like help a bunch here. I don't think she can do this unless you get crazy lucky. Like, it's unfortunate I messed up there because we had such good hands. Killing the 2 abs like that is a huge help, but there's just like no way I'll be able to do that consistently. Especially with the event CE. Well, really lucky hand again. I guess Heal Me would be ideal from the BB slot machine. Nope, Mace Guard. I wish she had not cast her defense up, but what are you gonna do? What we might need is a gut CE. Wow, we are so lucky. Why does this never happen for, like, when we're really trying something? You just crit for 100k. Seems reasonable. We didn't get as much defense down this time. Didn't make as many stars this time either, though. Probably don't use our 3rd skill. Hopefully her Pierce Invulnerability is only for 1 turn, but it might be more than that, in which case we are fucked and we're gonna need guts or buff removal or some nonsense like that. Looped with 1 card. 200% by the way. Thanks, Overkill. Well, she didn't one-shot us. If that Pierce Vulnerability doesn't go away, though, that was GG. We could win with a Gut CE, though. It's permanent. So yeah, if we had a Gut CE, we would win. Because we would break this turn, and then she would NP us and kill us, but Guts would go off. And then we would unless her last health bar's got like 1,000,000 health, we would win. That is so... Wait, we could still win, though. Couldn't I? I could just use Anniversary Blonde. Yeah, we can still win. We can make the piece of shit CE work. We are so dead on this attempt, though. Anniversary Blonde is not even that bad, because if we have an off turn with crits, we can guarantee it, so... You could also use the stun Mystic Code and stun her this turn. So, both of these attempts would have worked if I had done those things. But now that I'm going to switch to one of those things, we're probably not going to get good opening hands. I like how they really want to make sure this NP kills because they gave her an insane amount of NP up, try to stop him from like doing defense up or whatever. So that's what Guts is for. Hello, Moat Rex. There's plenty of units that I wouldn't use no matter how much we buffed them. Luvia's kind of whatever in my book. I don't hate her, I don't hype her. There's a lot of units though that I'll use just for the fun of it, even if they're not my cup of tea. But there are a few units that I just super dislike that I'm not using, but although like even Paul I used once, but that was for something very specific, and that was only because there was just no way for me to do it in a budgety context without Paul. It was just not gonna happen, so I was like, fine, I'll use Paul. Okay, do not get an awesome opening hand. The question is, oh god, the hard part is now we can't do anything. We need the defense removal command code then. Like if we have the defense removal command code, we can get rid of these defense downs, but now we can't. So I think we're gonna get one turned now. So yeah, I need the person that has this Luvia to actually be in chat so we could change the CE. I don't think we could win with the CE. Because basically if I bring Anniversary Blonde, we'll just die to the defense down. So I need to bring Atlas, and then I need the guts from his CE. That's pretty much the thing. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever use Van Gogh, because like, the reason Paul got used was because she is a low star, where Van Gogh's not even that, so there's probably, I don't think there's anything that would get me to use Van Gogh. This sucks. This is totally beatable by Luvia, but I can't do it unless the CE is changed. There's no way. If she happened to have like the command code on to remove a debuff, that would work too, but we don't have either of those things. I mean, maybe we get lucky and we don't get one turned on the turn we get attacked, but if you have that much defense down, I think it's pretty likely that you die. I'm gonna get water. I'll be back in like 10 seconds. Man, how come some events have fun side content and some don't, right? It's just sad, and also we can't win if we have a hand like that. Yeah, that's how I feel, Ari. There's very few other servants that I would feel that way about. Like, Paul is close, but because Paul's a 1-star, it's not quite the same. Because like a situation... Oh, it's Phantom, are you here? Can you put on a Guts CE? It's like literally the only way to beat this is with a Guts. And then like you can use Guts from the Mystic Code, but then you'll have so many defense downs, you'll just get one shot before that. I don't know if Phantom is here, but it says he just logged in. But if by some chance you're here, can you put on a Guts CE? Because in absolutely no world do we need more looping. He's over here getting 200% overcharge. There's no world where we need more NP gain. Go for 300%. Let's go. No, because there's literally no turn after Guts. And normally stage gimmicks like that can't kill you. Although they can sometimes, they're not really consistent with that. But if it's over, it won't matter. And Guts brings you back with like, you know what we might need though? Actually, I think what we need is and this might be asking for too much because you have to use a respec item. We need a defense. We actually don't need a Guts CE. We need a defense removal. We need a debuff removal command code. That's what we need. Because Anniversary Blonde brings you back with 4,000 life, and it gives you crits in case you happen to not have them. So if you ever fail to loops for some reason, you'll lose. You have to MP every turn. But yeah, if you don't want to respec, just let me know. But if you've got like a million respec items you don't care, then slap a debuff clear command code on there, because yeah, that's what we need. And on an art card, it definitely has to be on an art card. Oh, music's looping. I might just use somebody else though, this is too much work. Days like this though I don't find very fun because it's have a very specific gimmicks or get out. There's not a lot to like figure out. Like LOL, a million NP ups, million defense downs, pierce vulnerability, like that's not particularly fun. They probably want you to use Jolter because you buff block the fearsome vulnerability. Oh, nice. Probably need a different CE than that though, but it might work regardless. There's no reason to have a CE like that. A lot of people in my chat love that CE, but I don't think it's very good, to be honest. Like, it's okay, but I almost never... People are always telling me it's so good, but I literally never see it be good. Because it's like the trade-off for having no starting NP is just so great, but I just consistently see LOL, I wish I had starting NP, this is a good opening hand. And then like the extra ability to loop is just irrelevant. Like on the twins, right? Normally they're gonna loop without it, so I'd rather just have starting NP generally. Yeah, Cairo is in the camp that it's like amazing and like everybody tells me that, but I'm just like I don't see it. I don't think it's bad, but I think a CE has to be really amazing to not have starting NP and to be worth it. Unless, of course, some stages, it just, you know, starting NP is irrelevant. Like, there's so many reasons. There really is a lot of reasons why starting NP might be bad. Like, there might be a gimmick where the boss drains your NP on turn 1. I mean, Gajuna does that with Limbo. Yan does that in Epic of Remnant. Guadia does that, you know, at the end. There's plenty of bosses that do that. There's also fights where there's a bunch of trash mobs first, so you can build up. So who cares, right? And you also might be using certain supports, like Castoria, in a team setting where you're not going to have access to your deck all the time. And so you get the battery from your support, so then you want as much refund off the NP hits. So situations like that, it makes sense. Well, hopefully we don't need to restart, but yeah, Golden Sumo is definitely better. I think for soloing, when in doubt, always Golden Sumo. Like, it's so universal. Because starting NP is just so meta. Like, and it's not as big of a deal in this fight because you're killing the ads and everything, but I've tested this over and over and over and over again. A lot of times, so frequently in a solo. And well, it doesn't have to be Golden Sumo though. I mean, Golden Sumo is you know, really good, but same for, you know, Painting Summer if it's an art unit, Aerial Drive, you know, if it's Buster, so on and so forth. So I just see this so much where starting NP is the make or break if you get to like NP twice or not, because a lot of solos you can only live for so long, and a lot of times if you have no starting NP you only get to NP once, and that's just not enough. Or if you have starting NP you get to NP twice, and a lot of times that is enough. Like, starting NP is just so fucking meta. It's actually too meta in my opinion. It's kind of annoying. Because even for like team play, a lot of times, I mean, look how often I use starting NP in team play videos, right? It's just so, because budgety teams don't have access to as much battery skill, right? So it's actually kind of boring to me, because normally when they add a new CE to the game, like from an event shop or whatever, if it doesn't have starting NP, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not using it. Unless it's a support CE, or it has like a niche with like here's some vulnerability or something like that. So it's kind of boring, it's like, it's too good. Because generally they just don't make CE strong enough. The thing is, it's not, I don't think you can. Like, I think they've kind of messed up that, like, starting NP should be so much rarer than it is when you think about it. Because if you give a CE a crazy strong effect, so it's absolutely comparable to starting NP, that's going to be broken if you're using Scatty or Castor Oratorio. Like, most of the time, right? Yeah, you have the Yang CE. And that's a good example, though. The Yang CE is just so much. That's the thing, though. Even the Yang CE sometimes is worse than starting NP. Right? In a fight like this, it definitely would be, because meeting the damage threshold is not the problem. The problem is, you know, getting the NP and just like getting it going, right? And so there are still situations where even something as crazy as the Yang CE is still not as good as starting NP. Now, it keeps up a lot, but look how broken it is. That's what I mean. For a CE to be like, oh yeah, this on a reasonable amount of times will be better than starting NP, it has to be that busted. Because the Yang CE is not balanced, right? It's way too strong. It's stupid strong. But like, if you made it weaker and it was more balanced, it wouldn't be worth using against starting NP. Like, I think it's really hard to balance, and that's why it's such a thing. So this is really bad. I think because I didn't get cards, I think I have to use my third skill. I think I have to use Atlas right now. It sucks to blow my resources like this, but I don't think I would kill this thing if I didn't. And I might not kill it anyway, we'll see. Nope, she got it. Crit damage, good. Yeah, that makes Santa First to be Blonde really good here though, because you can bail yourself out like that. Okay. Unless I am mistaken, I am pretty sure we win here. Although, the bad news is we have way less stars than I would like, but I think it's alright. And we keep removing these defense downs thanks to the command code, so we're not gonna spontaneously combust. I'm trying to think, what are, you know, chat, if you disagree with me, maybe go nuts, like, let me have it, like, you know, what CEs without starting NP are actually worth it, in, like, a lot of context. I mean, Black Grail, I guess, but even Black Grail, though, I don't use that often, because you need a pretty specific kind of context for that to be good. But Black Grail does make the cut sometimes. And for supports, obviously supports, you know, 2030, like Kira just said, you know, 2030 obviously, but that's a support one, so. But it's not even just for solos, I just mean in general, I think it's very common that, like, starting NP is just, yeah, sometimes formal craft, yeah, that's fair. That's only formal craft, though. I don't think imaginary around or limit over 0 will really make the cut. And it's because art up is just so busted, and art unit, if the one unit that might get away with that kind of thing is art units, right? Like especially if they're a unit like Medea, right, with the big battery and stuff. That sometimes that works. That really depends on the unit though. There are a lot, like I don't go around putting formal craft on Robin Hood, right? Like no way. You want starting NP and like, you know, like the Drunken Jolter one or something like that. Okay, yeah, the Caneth one, the Caneth one works, but that's normally on a support as well, so kind of in the same camp as 2030. But yeah, that is one. I completely disagree about that the trifles one or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't think that one is at all. I've seen people say that so many times. I don't agree with that in the slightest. Yeah, if you have Caster Artoria, it's not as big of a deal. But even then, sometimes you want starting NP. You'd have the one Caster Artoria cast the buffs to get the 100%, and then have the other Caster Artoria after the NP and things like that. But yeah, Poster Girl, but again, not really on a DPS. That's more on a support or a you know, taunt wall kind of thing. Okay, Art of Death. Art of Death is pushing it though, and that's why the Yang CE isn't exactly pushing it, because the Yang CE has a higher attack stat and it has slightly more bonus damage. And it has Pierce and Vulnerability, and it works on every enemy in the game, unless they have debuff immunity. But Art of Death is still not common. It does make the cut sometimes though, but it's not common. It's only here and there, and it definitely is better with enemy having higher hit counts and stuff. But that is one. Whale Law. I mean, that's not... I mean, come on, Rex. I mean, a lot of whales go K-scopes, and you just NP immediately, then cast all the buffs, right? That's still a thing. Not as much, though, with Caster Artoria, because she's so much about the refund. But yeah, see, that turn right there, the previous turn, if we had all those defense downs that kept getting cast on us, we would have died. I think we definitely would have died. So without this command code right here, this wouldn't have worked. And if I had brought Atlas, I don't think that would have worked either, because then I wouldn't have killed that mob earlier. So this is definitely the best way. I think this is by far the most consistent way. So this turn might get a little scuffed because our crit chance is kind of messed up. If we don't, we can do Buster up next turn though if need be. But this is a little awkward turn here. I'm probably wrong on this stage though. I think the CE fan went with, I don't know, it depends. So if things went really badly, we would not necessarily have our NP in time for the boss. So we've gotten it in time every single time without starting NP. But we've also gotten very lucky with getting cards. So like we are doing more damage and, you know, better loopy stuff because of the CE here. But I think it's unnecessary. That's what I think it's unnecessary. So I feel like it's just starting NP is safer because you get bad cards. I think if you get bad cards, not killing the Berserkers, you probably lose anyway. So I don't know if it matters. You're probably just trading one RNG for a different RNG. Okay, I wonder if that can kill you right there. I bet you it only takes you to 1 health though. That looks like it's kind of like how a dot works. But I'm not sure, maybe it can kill you. It only does 500 damage though, but... There are CEs. There are gut CEs that give you more than 500 health. There's several. Some of the better gut CEs though bring you back at 1, but you'd have to just not use one of those. What's the Saber Wars one? The one with like Artoria, like MHX on it? I remember that's like an old school guts one that no one uses anymore because it doesn't have a good side effect, but I think it might bring you back with more health. There's Necromancy, when Limit Broken comes back with over like 1,000, I think. And there was the original Nero Fest one that only has guts on it and nothing else, which is really stupid. There's the Bride one. And before, Necromancy is the best one. I'm sure there's another one that brings you back, though, with Necromancy surely is not the only one. I'm pretty sure there are some other ones. Maybe I'm wrong though, but I think that's correct. Okay, I think we do Buster NP Buster because we have Buster up, and we do the NP up from the Buster card. This was so specific though, needing like the Mystic code and the command code. I'm glad Phantom was willing to respec there because I don't. There's like this would have been so inconsistent otherwise, because you'd be so likely to die on that first turn. I think though with that command code and with Anniversary Blonde, and then I don't know with what CE, but you can probably get like a 90% win rate here or something like that. Well, maybe not 90 though because of the trash mobs. Necro can't be the only one. Let me look. That's crazy. The Necromancy is 1,000 when it's unbroken. Alright, so the original Nero one... No, the original Nero one's 1,000. Y'all out of your fucking minds. I'm looking at it right now. The original Nero Fest one is 1,000 health. It's 500 when not limit broken, and it's 1,000 when limit broken. Oh my god, that's probably the reason why every other Gut CE is 1 health. It's because that one's a 5-star, and they're trying to justify, like, you know, not power creep. Right? Like, honestly, the Nightless Rose, or whatever it's called, that is, like, so poorly statted. Like, the item budget on that is just wrong. And basically, I think the reason why every Gut CE after it has been 1 HP is they're just making up for the fact that that CE is still technically a 5-star, and it has no other effect other than Guts. So the only thing it can really have to, like, beyond, you know, the budget to make any sense is for it to give it more health. So none of the other ones give any health. Let's see. So the MHX one is 1 health. The Nightingale one, the Lifesaver one, is 1 health. The Nero Bride one is 1 health. 3 Legs, 2 Goddesses is 1 health. I knew that one. The Gilfest one is 1 health. The other Gilfest one is 1 health. I can actually think of some other ones though. The Leonidas Mash one is 1 health. But I'm pretty sure, isn't there like some at least bond CEs that bring you back with a percentage of health? I know I've seen CEs that give you guts with a percentage of health. Like maybe the Spartacus one or something. I want to say there's something out there like that. So it's literally Necromancy and then Nightless Rose, which thankfully Nightless Rose can be bought in with Rare Prisms, so I guess anyone can have it. So if you wanted to not use... If that thing can kill you, and you wanted to not use Anniversary Blonde... The thing is, Anniversary Blonde was meta anyway, though, like regardless of guts. It was meta because of the stars. But if you wanted to use Atlas or something, you would need to use Nightless Rose then. Yeah, Herc is 500 HP, so I guess that's one. I swear, though, there's some percentage ones. Maybe it's Ongras or something? Let me look. We must investigate this, chat. Dude, I bet you, though, that's why they started... Like, nowadays, they probably don't care. They don't mind power creeping old CEs from time to time. But when they first started making new Gut CEs, that was pretty close to when they made that Nero Fest one. So I think the whole reason they were giving those 1 health was just to justify that original Nero Fest one. And now they're kind of just, like, used to doing it that way, so... So the Ongra one brings you back with 20% HP. So if you're, like, level 100 and 2k Fode and all this shenanigans, that could potentially be a chunk of health. What about Kualter? So in terms of all the ones that anybody can use, it's pretty much the Nerofest one or Necromancy, and the Necromancy has the RNG on it, so... Okay, Coup Alters is also brings back at 20% HP. This is actually seeming pretty standard for Gut CEs on Bond. Spartacus brings you back with 50% HP. Oh, damn. That'd give you plenty. Yeah, Summer Kiara is pretty ridiculous. I'm glad Nightless Rose at least has that. And to its credit, that actually is worth it sometimes. Like that stage we just did, that would be a time that it'd be worth it. Because I think Ari was saying that the Hand Blast actually could kill you, so you actually did need to come back with Guts with more health. And then there's other fights with Dots. It's not like, you know, there's been Dots and shit out there, so there are a few times that'd be worth it. But yeah, overall, Nightless Rose, or whatever it's called, has been super, super outclassed. That's like, that stage right there is one of the few times it would make sense. So if if you did not have the defense removal or the debuff removal command code on Luvia there, you would need that Nerofest Guts one. Caster stage. Let's see. Let's try somebody at neutral. You know what? Why not? I don't really like Booty Lancer, but this is a unit we like never see ever. But yeah, starting in P, very meta for farming, for soloing, for team play, for challenge quests, right? Like starting in P is just so meta. There are certain circumstances and certain supports that make it where you don't need it, but I think for the average player, it's just is so good. What's the event you've done the most times? I mean, it's certainly something that's being rerun. Oh, I know, it's CCC. Easy. Because CCC's been... It's been done on JP and NA, it's been re-ran, and it's got a main interlude. So yeah, it's not even close, it's CCC by a mile. Which stage is this? Is this stage 3? Because the Halo is like so fancy, it's over the top stuff, that's normally stage 3 stuff. That looks like a fucking wand, by the way. And George didn't die. Why is her voice like that? Like her physical appearance is not that of a 5-year-old. Let me check her stages. I want to see if for some insane reason I ever had her. This must be stage 3 though. The Halo that's so a stage 3 thing. I truly have no idea what stage I would use. I don't know. Maybe just one. I don't know. There are issues with all of those in my book anyway. I like how we're this far in and we haven't killed a single mob. The shield's kind of cool in this form though. Also, she should be a shielder. It is completely absurd that she's not a shielder. The only reason she is not a shielder is because they are so obsessed with keeping Mash a unique snowflake, even though she's not the original shielder to begin with. Of course you all double attack her and you don't touch Leonidas. Like, of fucking course you do that. Yeah, if they ever make another shielder, it would be Galahad and nothing else. How are we doing so little damage? I guess our attack stat is pretty shit, but like, it's still not that bad. Between the CE and everything else, what is going on right now? I'm restarting. I don't even care that I'm wasting AP. This is stupid. Although a caster gem dropped. Maybe I shouldn't have, but like, that is stupid. That was like turn a million and I killed one enemy and it took them forever to kill my taunt walls. That was so dumb. Like that was so fucking frustrating. Like that was not fun gameplay in the slightest right there. I mean, I'm never gonna use all my apples on this account, and then I can never summon Booty Lancer again. There we go. Oh hey, we got Sumo, nice. That'll help. She would have killed that last enemy if we had had that. They might make Galahad a mask costume because their skills are pretty much the same. I mean, there's like probably... No, actually, I think there already are some confirmed differences, but I wouldn't be shocked if they did that. I wouldn't even mind it, though. Like, I think he deserves being his own unit, but I wouldn't really mind if they'd made him a costume, because, I mean, fair enough. And then also, that means he has no team cost, and that's awesome. And then anytime you have to use Mash, I could just use Galahad instead. So, I'd be okay with this. Terrible opening hand. Seeing a theme here. She's not been getting good luck. So, I wish you could, What I'm looking at her stages, like, what is going on? Like, yeah, she just uses, like, a wand. I think it, like, expands in her NP or something. Actually, I don't think it does. You know, I don't think it does. She just smacks him with the shield. Pretty silly that she's a Lancer, but, so we still haven't killed a single fucking enemy. Why do I have this stupid feeling that she's not gonna do 6,000 with a Buster card? Oh, thank God. This still is barely better than last time, though. It is better, though. Okay, we finally get access to our deck. I mean, Nero got 3 costumes, for God's sakes. What was that? What was that? It just did the same animation 3 times in a row, but the first shot, for some reason, randomly fired above her halo. Like, what was that? It'd be one thing if it was like some kind of weird glitch because of like a weird attack, because that happens, but that was the same attack as the other ones. I like how we took damage, by the way, even though he didn't hit us. I'm calling bullshit on that. I've certainly never seen that before, though. That was very weird. So I think we had to crit twice, or we would not have killed that. We were very favored, though, to crit twice. She is not popular, no. She's actually one of the least popular servants out there because she's kind of forgettable. She's not, like, hated, so she's not, like, least popular in that department, right? But the thing is, if you're hated, you're not unpopular, you're just infamous, right? Where she is just swept under the rug. The only servant I can think of, actually I can think of a few. So I think Calamity Jane is probably the least popular thing like ever. She basically just has no one talks about her. She has no fan art. No one grails her. I have never seen her on support lists other than Zaw's. Like, she is crazy unpopular. If you look at the sales also for Saber Wars 2, both the original and the rerun, it was crazy low. And you also have like Blood Axe and Phantom, right? But I would say like Sanson is more popular than Calamity Jane, definitely. Like, abso-fucking-lutely. He's probably more popular than Booty Lancer too, though. I don't know, that's close. They're kind of in the same ballpark roughly. But yeah, Booty Lancer's definitely down there. She's not high on the list by any means. But yeah, Eric Bloodaxe is pretty unpopular. But he's almost popular because he's so known for being unpopular at this point, I guess. Isn't she already on NA? Because yeah, we're on NA right now, and we're using her, so I mean, clearly. She came out... So that's the thing, no one even remembers that she came out. Because, like, she had such a random rate-up. She's for Christmas, for God's sake. She was a Christmas rate-up, right? Like, she's a Christmas fucking rate-up. No one remembers that. No, I didn't remember that, right? She is such a forgotten character. And then, like, it's because her gameplay, too, it's not even bad. Her gameplay is absolutely not bad. It's just completely normal. She's just a completely normal unit. But she's a 5-star, and she was added really late into the game and everything. It's just so weird. Yeah, she's a fucking Christmas unit, or New Year's or something. I don't fucking know. Alright, we want to do this. So, I will say, I really enjoyed, though, the NP edit I did with her in my NP video. Because not only did it look good, but it was completely lore accurate. Because I got to show off the whole Mori's Spear ignores defense armor and shields and passives and all that kind of stuff. And then Mori is immune to, like, the kind of stun that she has lore-wise because of his mental pollution thing. So I was just neat. That was kind of neat to be able to do something like that. Almost every actually NP Clash in my videos is actually lore accurate. It's like a real thing that I do. I don't think a lot of people realize it, but most of like the things I pick, it's because it is lore accurate and then it looks like decent. The only one that's not exactly lore accurate, because there was no way to represent it properly, is Siegfried versus Saber Alter. Like, I'm pretty sure how that one would work is the Siegfried's, because she's technically a dragon, Siegfried's MP would where it hits, it would go through hers, but Excalibur Morgan can like take up way more space, so it would basically go around it, and they basically hit each other. But Siegfried would probably be in the favorite situation there because she's again a dragon, so he takes way less damage from dragons. But it's hard to say how that NP clash would really work because Siegfried's NP can take different shapes, so because he could do the semicircle thing and everything. So that, I don't really know what the fuck would go on with that one, because Morgan can keep firing and it's stronger, but then the anti-dragon bonus, and that one's just weird. Okay, no, the Rice Man one's just a joke, right? That one is definitely just a joke. That wasn't even an NP clash. This NP though. At least we're in fast mode. Some people like it, you know, and I guess you know, more power to them. But definitely not my cup of tea. This is why I edited it heavily in the video. Yeah, if there wasn't plot armor, I'm quite convinced that Siegfried would be able to face tank a shot from Excalibur Morgan, but the exact details of everything is kind of weird. They probably forget it though. They probably forget about the dragon defense and the armor and all. They're so bad about that stuff sometimes. Especially if the character's not important. If they need a character to lose, they won't respect their like lore ability at all. If I had known that we weren't gonna kill, I would have cast our defense up. Also, we could have stunned, so we could have either killed or stunned, and we would have been safe there. And her stun chance is 60%, and that enemy does not have magic resist. So that was very unlucky that we didn't quite do enough damage to kill, and we didn't land the stun. Like, what a bunch of bullshit. The thing is, I think the butt shot didn't really help because it's so... Okay, here's the thing. I think a lot of people feel this way. I don't think all people feel this way. I think a lot of people are about to disagree with what I'm about to say, but I think a lot of people agree with me too. I think a lot of people don't mind fan service, but when it's so like obnoxious and it's so like it's just so left field. It's kind of like there's a big difference between like a character just wearing revealing clothing, especially if it like fits their character, versus the camera just randomly being an ass shot, right? Like, it's kind of like if you're watching an anime, right? And then, like, huge characters are talking, and the camera, for just no reason, is just completely zoomed in on, like, the dude's abs or the chick's boobs, just for no reason. And it's not a hentai, right? It's not like it's not the point of it. Just for, like, no reason. That kind of stuff annoys a lot of people because it's so unnatural, right? It's not a... Again, human skin doesn't give you eye cancer, right? It's fine. But, like... If it's not the focus of a scene, right? If the character's not trying to show off, or it's not like there's no reason for it, right? And it's just there just cause it feels like pandering, right? And it's silly, right? I think a lot of people get annoyed with that kind of obnoxious, pointless, in-your-face fan service. It's a little silly, and she's definitely in that camp. I think a lot of people are like, that's so. It's just silly, right? It's like, why though? And some people don't care. Some people literally don't care. And like, oh yeah, I like butts, right? So they're fine with it, right? Like, and you know, fair enough. But I don't think her booty shot is something that would universally increase her popularity because it's so shoehorned in there, right? It's certainly not a natural thing. Yeah, Mona story quest. That's a good example right there. In one turn, we can do Atlas. The fuck does her third skill do again? Removes debuffs, okay. So, I could get more overcharge, but our overcharge is not that important. To be 10% more NP damage. That art though... I wonder if I art and try to loop. Battery's 20%. Fuck it, let's do it. Who needs crits? I really don't mind though, like, I think you have a real knee-jerk reaction to like, and we didn't stun red hair, uh-oh. Anyway, you know, I'm not offended by, you know, fan service. I don't care if like, my character is designed to be hot, right? That's fine. Like, it's fantasy. Like, it's fine, right? But, you know, there's still things that I just, you know, they're not my cup of tea when it's like so forced like that again, so. And yeah, her voice is probably the thing I have the biggest problem with. I never like this. I don't like Nero's voice, right? I never like this squeaky, super chirpy kind of just. It's a big yikes. Looping though. Pretty inconsistent with these stuns. 4K. Come on, kill it, kill it, kill it. 3 of a kind bonus. Nice. I'm pretty sure our guts last one more turn too, so we could actually. It's a shame that we're gonna win here because we've got a freebie turn there, so we'd get to attack again, and then he'd attack, guts would go off, then I'd cast invulnerability, and you know I get to go again. And then I would use guts because it'd be 2 turns by then, and so she actually has quite a bit of extra value left over here because we landed that stun. Like we could attack many times. When that second guts is finally gone, you need to attack one more time, right? So, and she look at all this overkill damage with crits here. You probably do this. Got to get the MP again. $147. Okay, we didn't actually need that much MP gain. I really don't mind her gameplay though. I actually think her gameplay is kind of fun. And the shield is cool. It's mostly the voice, and then the booty shot doesn't really do her any favors. But I wouldn't like if I liked everything else about the character, right? If I liked her voice, if I liked her characterization, you know, like the gameplay and everything. I wouldn't care just because of the booty shot. I would not use her just because of the booty shot, right? Like that wouldn't be that big of a deal. But it's the fact that it's, you know, I don't like her voice. Her character's kind of whatever, and then her gameplay is good, but that's about all she has going for her, really. And the glowing green shield is good. Oh wait, that was a free quest. Excuse me. I guess we had to do it eventually anyway, though. Alright, so we have this one and this one. That's probably a free quest, because, yeah, I see that. So this is pretty much the last one we got. That's something big. Okay, what do we want to go with here? Man, Hot Wheels isn't out yet. I was about to say we haven't used Hot Wheels in a while, but we can't use them on an A. That's a fun one. Let's do that. Hell yeah. I'm surprised he doesn't have command codes with him being grailed and everything. But I'm guessing he has someone else that he's prioritizing a little bit. That's a lot of Knights of the Round Table. Let's see, so who's the hundreds? No one's 100. Lots of 90s. 90s everywhere, and then 2 92s. What is going on here? A lot of spread out value here. I'm guessing just not a big fan of going to 100. Just lots of grailing, but not a lot going to 100. So 90s for days. I'd like to see their servants that aren't slotted. They probably have... oh, it's L. Okay, makes sense. So do you just have like a million 90s? Like what else do you have on your account? Because you don't see this very often. It's basically everything on this support list is 90 or 92. Yeah, much round tables there. My brother's like that. He almost never grails to 100. I think he grailed one thing to 100, and everything else he grails to 90. He's grailed so many 3 stars to 90. Like he's got like half the roster. You do have some hundreds, just not on your sport list? Interesting. Oh my god, I remember this stage. I totally soloed this with Ku back in the day. Because you can kill the little Ku like nothing, that's easy. And then Ku can absolutely handle a saber in like the 300k range. I remember doing that back in the day. I thought about making a video out of it, but 200k just isn't quite enough. Because I've beaten some saber bosses that are in like the 350 and 400k range, so Did I ever make a video? Because I know I've soloed the Artoria daily with Ku. I don't remember if I made a video for that or not, but that was pretty funny doing that with Ku. I think we even had the Spriggan spawn, for God's sakes. But yeah, I totally did this with Ku back in the day, I remember. It was thematic. But I'm almost positive I did not make a video for it. This might be a little easy with Tristan, but oh well. By the way, I like the mini Ku Alter more than Ku Alter. He actually has an NP animation too, it's pretty cool. Well, that's unfortunate. Especially because he can remove Charm, but he's only got Charmed. Do I have to debuff clear Leonidas? Man, the anti-charm command code is in the game, but I don't have it, because I forgot to get it. I'm a big dumb. Okay, we got lucky there. Might actually kill Mev first. And if he charms again, we'll just remove it. Ku Alter will do a lot more damage. What CE do we have? Is it a real one or is it an event one? It's a real one. 222. I'm worried about doing quick because that might be just shy. Tristan must have his NP buff on NA by now. Buster NP art is definitely the safe way to go. We'll have faith. 200k though with no 200k with no damage ups. That's not gonna happen. But what if it doesn't happen even if I do the thing? Then I'd rather have the crits. Okay, maximum faith. I don't think this is gonna happen though. We have no damage up skill. This doesn't make sense. I swear, if we're like close, so like Buster NP art would work, I would be so sad. Okay, I don't think even Buster NP art would have worked. It'd have been really close, but I don't think it would have worked. It might have worked though if like we had a slightly better CE and then we had like the Da Vinci CC on Buster, like all this like crazy specific stuff. I could buff remove here. That's probably for the best. Why crit spread? This is a tragedy. 30, 90, 100. If only we had gotten the Buster crit. And we got the Buster crit anyway. Tragedy reversed. Music knows. Apparently it's our boss theme though. Okay, we have sure hit, so. I tell you though, Tristan's toolkit is kind of wonky for this. It's like no soft survival, really. Like the first skill's not that much, so I just get beaten on from the normal attacks. We might lose, actually. This is where like having the heal command code really turns things around. That doesn't even exist on NA yet, though. But like we'd heal two times at least by now, and that'd be enough health to survive a turn of normal card damage. We need to win with crits next turn. Or kill him with crits, I mean. I'm surprised he's not doing better than this. She is so short, what the hell? Fuck! He is spamming that. That's not good. Does he go first? I don't think he goes first. She needs to use a buff or we're dead. Because I don't have my sure hit. I could get it next turn if I did like an MP gain combo, but fuck. Mev, just charm or something. You used it earlier. Damn it, and we're dead. That's so funny that he's got an NP. I'm surprised we did so badly there. That was pretty unlucky though, with like the charm when we saw taunts alive and that kind of thing. I'm really surprised Tristan failed that. That's kind of sad because Ku can solo that and Ku's a fucking Lancer. But Tristan's skill set was kind of awkward for that. Billy would be really good here. Because he's got hard survival, rapidly NPs, and has sure hit. So he's kind of like Tristan, but kind of just better, really, for this fight. Tomoe would be kind of an interesting one. She might be able to do it. Sure hit is definitely nice here, though. You could theoretically do it with Tesla, but you need to land the stun. Wouldn't mind trying Tomoe. I don't know, though. I think the normal card damage might get her. We'll try it, though. Persona is a huge Tomoe fan, and I actually never use his Tomoe, so... Gozen. Her guts last, I think, 5 turns. Let me look. Yes, her guts last 5 turns, 7 turn cooldown, so you can link them if you do Atlas. It's also a heal, right? Does she have her NP buff? I feel like she doesn't. That was definitely a while ago, but I don't feel like that was 2 years ago. The guard, though. The debuffs, though. Why couldn't you all do that, like, on that Tristan turn? Tristan must not have gotten that many cards, though, because when he got to NP, like, True Ultra still has so much health. I feel like we didn't get a whole lot done on those early turns. Tristan probably can beat this. I probably should have cast Guts last turn. Guess we'll find out. I guess I use our second skill just for the star rate. I definitely should have cast Guts last turn, though. Maybe I should kill Mev first, just because I can kill her so easily. And Ku, you know what? I might do that, because Ku Alter, Mini, Junior, might only get 2 actions per turn. So even though Mev does, like, fuck all normal card damage, reducing their actions... Okay, I should not have busted. So much overkill. Mistakes! Lots of mistakes! It's been so long since JP got a 4-star ticket. Yeah, I definitely feel like though I killed Nev first. And then the NP turn I should have done like art art, so I could have refunded. Yeah, I'd have my NP right now if I'd done art art instead of Buster Buster. Shit. Honestly, those mistakes are probably gonna make us lose. Also, they're not casting Guts. So yeah, I think this was completely winnable. I think your boy just played like shit. Like we did not we did not optimize that so good. I'll give her another go. Cause I'm quite sure. Like never mind RNG. I just need to play better on that one. Could you pick Tam as your free 5-star? I can't even remember. Probably, because she's unlimited, right? It's got a defense up. I'll do art art. Man, I don't think we're gonna win, but I swear if we win, even with me making these mistakes, I don't think we are though. I think we're gonna be like just shy. Yep, so, hey look, remember when I said if I cast my Guts, a turn sooner? Remember when I said that, chat? Yeah, it definitely would have made a difference with that one turn cooldown here. Okay, this is so winnable. I just gotta play good. This triple crit. I'm not sure we would even have won there if we had. Okay, let's try to do better. Not sucketh. Do I switch it to Mev first though? I know like what I just did would work if I had just played a little better. But I do wonder if killing Mev first is just better. I kinda wanna try it just to see how it affects things, and I wanna know if Kuulter has 1 or 2 actions per turn. However, he only has 1 action per turn when Miv is alive, so he'd be attacking more if she was dead. However, the total amount of attacks would go down. Assuming he's not a berserker that has 3 actions per turn, because they do make those occasionally. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the free 5-star on NA. I don't care about 5 stars too much on NA, because the 5 stars I care about, I focus on my main account. So, I don't know, I might just pick something random. I might even pick Waver, as boring as that is, just because it is kind of obnoxious that this account has nothing that's like meta for the big supports. It would make farming easier. Although I don't farm much anyway, and when I do farm it, I don't really have problems, so. Alright, let's see what happens. We'll fight Mev first. But really, if I just did what I did last time, but cast Guts first, and then do art instead of Buster, we'll win. Fuck. Can you stop doing that? I feel like she does that on turn 1, and then she like doesn't care to do it anymore. I'm gonna use it on Leonidas. Just to get this over with. That sucks though, because we got some decent damage on her there. Yeah, I know, I'm gonna stop streaming FGO in just a second. We'll switch to Genshin. Fuck! I did it again! That time is because I was charmed, but that means I should have uncharmed her and then cast it. And then just I hope they killed Leonidas. God damn it. At least we can yeet the thought. Speaking of throwing, Look at all that guarding. This is bad. I needed to kill her and target switch, but that didn't happen. He gets 3 actions per turn. Okay, nope. Original plan. Definitely back to the original plan. F that shit. That's just cheating, man. He has a crit animation. I can see why Ku can solo this though, because you just need to be able to deal with a lot of normal card damage, and Ku is like the best character in the game to do that. Because I remember vividly doing this with Ku and laughing. This is bad. I don't think we can win because of various issues. You might be able to win this route still, but you probably cast Guts on turn 1. Just triple crit. Yeah, not killing Mev first though, that is big nope. Yeah, if I cast it on turn 1, I could cast it right now. Seriously, if I could just get my Guts timings correct, we potentially could still win there. The thing is, it's actually really tricky because it's so inconsistent with like the charm and everything. If you cast it on turn 1, that's absolutely going to be too soon sometimes. Not always, sometimes it's right, but it could be too soon. And so you want to cast it on turn 2, but you might be charmed on turn 2. And then turn 3 is almost always too late. That's really messed up. Like turn 1 is too soon sometimes. Turn 2 is pretty likely to be correct, but you're probably charmed. And then turn 3 is almost always too late. So that's not ideal. Fuck you, game. Like how there's a loading screen for the loading screen. Atalante would be good here. AoE in general would be pretty decent here, because they don't have that much health. I'm really surprised though, like most of the issues Tomoe is having is because I'm misplaying, but I'm surprised it's even tricky for her. Like this doesn't, I don't know why an archer would have a hard time here. Like Ku Alter is doing a lot of fucking damage, but I'm surprised that with Ku being able to do this, and come on game, what the fuck? Anyway, I'm surprised any archers are having a hard time with this, like at all. It doesn't seem like a stage with, like stat-wise, it's kind of nothing, but I guess Ku Alter just does a lot of damage. If she always does that. Well, this kind of sucks. I don't think she ever charms again, though. That's really frustrating, though. We keep getting these shitty hands. Actually, when I think about it, though, it's not being an archer is not even that big of a boon here, because the main issue is Ku Alter, and then Mev, although it's nice to be an archer for her, she doesn't have that much health. You could kill her with all kinds of classes. So the toolkit is what's more relevant. It's not being an archer is not even that big of a boon here. It's a bit of a boon, but really what matters is having like good ways of not dying to normal card damage and stuff, and then still having a way to stop the NP. Okay, he just had to cast that though. I did too much damage to him. I kind of think I have to kill Mev then. I guess this is really messed up. Yeah, him casting PFA there is really fucking bad for me. Because then I couldn't do Art Art. I could do 2 attacks in the NP and break, but then I'm wasting my cards. Can I win though, even if I do waste my cards? Because I wasted my cards that one time and we could have won if I just cast Guts when I was supposed to. I don't know. It's pretty crappy. Let's try this. Let's see if the one card lets us kill Mev and then I don't know, target switching seems like a pretty... Or killing Mev first seems like a bad idea if you don't have... Like, if you're Ku, who you don't care, because, you know, PFA and Guts forever, but, if you're a unit that doesn't have a bunch of ways for, like, survival... Oh my god, that doesn't even make sense. I wonder if we higher rolled last time and then low rolled on that one. Like, that damage difference makes so little sense. Well, we definitely lose. That is, there's no coming back from that. Why is this going so badly? Like, on paper, I just would not think this would be even remotely hard for her, but she's doing terrible. So, you need to not do too much damage, so you don't want Ku to cast protection from arrows. Because she doesn't have sure hit, so she just has no way of dealing with that. And now the game's being a dick. I wonder if at our default would be good. I don't think so. Jesus Christ, she has 16,000 attack. Yes, there's a lot of times that you taunt with both, actually. Sometimes you just need your units to die immediately, and sometimes there's just like weird gimmicks for the boss's AoE, stuff like that. It's not super. Oh my god, that is 3 times in a row, dude. That is so fucking frustrating. Like, that's 3 fucking times in a row. That's so statistically unlikely. Well, that's lucky. She seems to be scripted, though, to do that. Like, I've never seen her cast it on any turn but there. Okay, we don't hit Ku Alter because then he'll PFA, and that ruins everything. So yeah, now we keep the debuff clear, but I don't think we need it. I don't think that you're ever debuffed again. Okay, I'm pretty sure I can get away with Art Art here. You're red. Okay, we actually cast Guts early this time. Although if he crits us or something crazy like that, that would mean you would need, that protection from arrows right there is not one of his actions, that's a gimmick. It goes off automatically. Anyway, if they do way more damage to me than like I would want, I would need to cast it 1 turn sooner, but I'm hoping that's not necessary. This might be overkill NP gain. It might be better to do some damage. Because if you do Buster Art Art, your extra attack will actually do a decent amount of damage on this turn. But right now I'm kind of doing no damage. It's good to be safe, because we're not we're going overboard. Only 12%. Okay, we timed it right though with Guts this time. I would say overwhelmingly you want to cast it on turn 2. So if you get charmed, you remove it and cast it on turn 2. And if Leonidas gets awkward because of that, just whatever. And it's pretty likely that Leonidas would die that turn anyway. And if you got hit that turn because Leonidas didn't taunt, it's probably not going to be 5,000-ish life, so it's probably fine. Not going full NP gain just because he's got the defense up. I'm a little wary. So really, just play really. Like I don't think there's that much RNG here. You mostly just need to play really specific, and you need to like. There's a lot of weird shit that I just didn't realize. Oh my god, I'm not gonna kill him. Oh my god, I should have BBB'd. Mistakes. But like you don't need a lot of cards in the opening hands. You just need to get your NP. So you only need 10% NP gain over the first 2 turns, and then if you get charmed, you just remove it because you're not gonna get charmed later. And then you need an NP art, and then you need to not hit Ku Alter a bunch at the beginning so he doesn't PFA early. Like, it's just a lot of little things. They really matter, but I think your win rate can pretty much be 100% here if you play everything correctly. Alright, I guess we go and cast this because there's not that many turns left. So I made a few really small mistakes on this one, but I've mostly played it right. I think we're definitely going to win, even with the mistakes I made. The only RNG I can think of is if you get charmed, Leonidas gets charmed, you do the debuff clear to remove the charm, and then they don't kill Leonidas. That's very unlikely because, you know, Saber against Lancer and Berserker against Lancer, and he's level 1. But that is the one bit of RNG in this. But honestly, if you play this perfectly, I think you're totally fine. Like, seriously, I think if you just learn all this stuff, like, don't do too much damage so it doesn't PFA, and, you know, you art when you need to, and PvP when you need to, I really think our win rate is super high. I just suck is what I'm getting at. Because nothing, the RNG was not different on this run at all. I just didn't play quite as bad. Guts timing was huge. The Guts timing was massive. Learning Dan's game, I know, right? Very, how do I put it? Feels good to yeet the thought, right? That's a good ending. Okay. It's all the side bosses now. There was more, that was actually almost video worthy. On the surface, the thing is, if you look at the stats on that, that would never look video worthy. But because of like the PFA and everything and having to learn some of those little things, that actually kind of was video worthy. But yeah, if you just look at the enemy stats, you would never think that would make a good video. But that was actually kind of interesting. Most of what changed was simply just me learning what's going on, not RNG. There was like, literally it wasn't like an RNG thing. We actually had bad RNG with like opening hands and everything, so. That definitely was video worthy, but yeah, I don't think anyone would give a fuck. Okay, I think we'll wrap up FGO here for today, and we'll do some more tomorrow. It looks like we probably will still have Barbatos tomorrow, though, so we might smack him around a little bit again. But yeah, I'm gonna play some Genshin Impact, so I'm gonna reset the stream here so the VODs are separated. For those that just want to watch FGO, that's it for Case Files today. Probably gonna play Case Files again tomorrow. I mean, the JP event's done, and it's just farming and bad, so having way more fun over here. At least it's giving me an excuse to play this. I wish this event had better command codes in it, though, because sometimes I miss the key command codes because I just don't feel like playing NA. And now this is one of the few times I'm really playing NA, right? So it would have been nice if it had been a more impactful event for rewards. However, it's a very fun event, so I'm not complaining. I'm enjoying this more than I remembered. Anyways, I'm gonna reset the stream. I'll be back in like 10 seconds.